Blue Jackets team is very, very high flying, so I want them to do their best to try to insulate a young Primo, right? But Sammy Blais makes his Leaf debut, and he's a guy that has the ability to put the puck in the net. He's big, strong, 6'2", 200+ pounds, and he knows how to, score some goals. He did have, I believe it was 9 or 10 for the St. Louis Blues, but again, for him, he's just got to continue to play that Craig Berube style hockey. And again, the Lions have been in a blender the last couple games. We understand that, but welcome to today's NHL. There's injuries, there's guys in and out of the lineup, but again, continue to build on that team structure game. North-South hockey, getting pucks, advancing past the blue line, getting to the net, and not afraid to shoot the puck. So it's great to see Domi and Nyes get on the board too. Let's hopefully Matthews can carry a little bit of the mail as well as they look to get their first 3-game win streak of the season.
So the great news about Frozen Frenzy Day is that everybody plays, which means Columbus played in Buffalo last night, got an overtime win, 4-3. The Leafs were at home, so pretty well the same trip getting back to Columbus, and they're both sort of going through a successful performance the night before. So nobody was sitting there waiting for the Leafs to arrive.
So you're saying it's going to be sloppy hockey because they've been... Is that what you're saying?
Slow start, yeah.
But again, if I'm Craig Berube, I'm saying, hey, they played last night too, but let's have an emphasis on coming out and having a good first 10 minutes of the period. Let's, I discussed this last year on just, how many times were they out shooting a team 10-1 in the first period? You remember them just having that momentum coming out, rattling the glass, the crowd was into it. You got to have that mentality as well too. So again, you could maybe blame fatigue, whatever it may be, but if you sort of take the will away from some teams that could sort of be a little bit vulnerable coming out first 10 minutes, that's definitely got to be a game plan for them tonight.
Here's Coach Berube managing his team in back-to-backs.
Well, I always, I always believe in a second game. I mean, it's back-to-back. You traveled. You got to play with intelligence. You got to understand situations a little bit more. It'll be key for pucks to get deep on line changes and all that kind of things. There's going to be some separation plays, and you just got to play smarter. You got to be above people and kind of be more patient in your game, I believe.
What have you made of Austin's game the last 2 or 3? Because you've been getting different wingers there. But over the last couple, what have you noticed?
Well, the only difference was Robbie and Nylander, right? That's basically it. McMahon's been with him for a few games. I mean, he's getting looks. I mean, I like the way he attacked on the PP last night and shot the puck. I think he had 7 or 8 attempts on the power play alone, but, he's just got to stay with it. I'm not, I know everybody focuses on one area of his game, that's scoring goals, but I'm looking at all of his game, and it's pretty good.
Understanding that Sammy hasn't played in a while, what's your message to him?
Well, yeah, I mean, Sammy's going to play his game. He goes out, he's a physical player, and, he's going to take the body, he's going to forecheck hard, and he's got the capability of making something happen in the offensive zone, especially in tight areas. He's got good hands in tight areas, so he'll just go play his game.
You know him, obviously.
Yeah, I do. I've had him. Yeah, I've seen it before, and he'll bring energy tonight.
You concerned about Willie, or is this back-to-back?
No, I'm not concerned. Like I think he's getting better, but he thought he could play last game, and he did. And, I thought he played okay. I mean, he did some good things in the game, and, he played through it and helped us win. So I think he'll be fine. I really do. He gets 2 days after this before we play again.
I think it's just more managing the situation?
A little bit, and him managing himself. If he says he's going to play, I want him to play. But at the same time, when he says he can't do certain things and stuff like that, then that's where we got to manage him.
Coach Berube on Nylander not playing tonight, obviously a maintenance situation. Stu, I want to, I'm going to break this down, make it real simple. The Leafs, if they get that consistent forecheck, much like anybody else in the NHL, if you can forecheck the other team and keep them in their zone, you're going to have success. Sometimes the Leafs get stuck in their own zone, and we've detailed that. You circled the wingers on the off wing, sort of having a problem along the boards. But are you consistently happy with the Leafs' ability to forecheck?
I think that's something they can improve on, right? And again, it's different if you're just a bunch of water bugs that are sort of floating around getting sticks on puck. But I think with the way that this team is built, and they have some guys that can fly up and down and that are big, strong guys, like Austin Matthews, like he uses his body to separate. He can get that many more pucks to get on offense. Same thing with Bobby McMahon. So yeah. I'd like to see a little bit more physicality and getting to the net and really fighting through checks. And, on the whole Austin Matthews front, right? We can sit here and debate. He's on pace for 50, for 40 plus goals goals. He's got 5 goals in 10 games, and he's got 41 shots. He's top 10 in shooting attempts, and right now, the puck's just not going in. He's at a 12.6 shooting percentage, I believe. Sorry, 12.2. It's going to eventually get up to what it is, and he'll be on par for 50 or 60 goals. So again, for him, just put more pucks on net, but I'd like to see them more involved physically, getting involved, taking away. That's what happens. Sometimes when you're just getting into skating matches, teams are breaking out easily and they're going off to the races. But if you physically dominate them, that's how you can take over the game. And that's what's been missing with this group. Times where they just take over the game where you're like, you know what, there's no way the opposition's winning tonight.
Well, I think we're all guilty of that. You expect domination. We're not seeing it, are we?
No, we're not. And again, I wish I could give some, answers, but I think that's what Craig Berube, you can hear some frustration after games because he's like, this is what the game plan is. We need you to go in and take the will of the opponent away, and it's just not there. So is it fatigue? Is it systems? Is it structure? Whatever it is. But I didn't have those issues because that was expected out of me every single night. And if not, I was sitting in the press box eating popcorn, participating in the watching match. So again, different guys have different roles, and there's some bigger bodies out there. I'd like to see that hit count get up a little bit more because that's how you get some of these quote-unquote easy wins and get some bounces. And that's what I like about last game. They created their own luck. You can say what you want about the pucks just popping out, but them being on their toes, getting it on the forecheck, forcing the other teams to make mistakes, that's where this talent can take over and really take over some games.
The opening faceoff is next. Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey live on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
As a homeowner, it's hard to keep your home running smoothly and worry-free. That's where the experts at Enercare come in, making it easier for you. We are a proudly Canadian company, helping
Canada, Crave is now the exclusive streaming home of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Let me hear you if you want to win.
2 of the most iconic game shows in television history.
You never know what's going to happen around here.
Stream new seasons next day on Crave.
I'm excited already.
Plus, dive into a massive library of classic episodes, which include Canadian legend Alex Trebek.
Answer. Daily Double.
Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
10 employees or 10,000. We're The Hartford. And no matter what size your client's business, we offer big employee benefits. Because big or small, their business is just the right size for us. Learn more at thehartford.com.
The biggest songs in the world. You've heard them countless times. Now, learn the details of how they came to be. Join Ruby Carr for Encore, the stories behind the songs you love. New interviews and newly unearthed archive footage make for a fascinating weekly deep dive. Stream Encore, the stories behind the songs you love on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face-Off inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
Wondering how to save on your Ozempic prescription? Now there's an Ozempic savings card. Visit Ozempic.ca to get yours today. Some exclusions may apply. See Ozempic.ca for details.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
The Prestons are a hockey family. Growing kids need food, and food needs a proper kitchen. I was sent by Alpine Credits to help with a home renovation loan. I introduced these young athletes to my superhero strength protein diet. Just consult your doctor before eating 300 eggs a day. Plenty of room in that new kitchen, though.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Fiscal license 12616.
Hey, it's Joe Bowen. It's time to sell your car. What are you going to do? Sell it yourself online? Are you sure you want to deal with strangers and all the crazy offers? Dealerships? You're spending your weekend waiting around and negotiating. There's another option. I've heard people raving about it. It's called Clutch. They give you a real offer up front, locked in with no surprise fees. Then they come to your home, pick up your car, and pay you on the spot. So go to clutch.ca and see what your car's worth today.
Did you hear Sunwing Sun Week is coming back next week?
Sunwings Sun Week?
Yeah, Sunwing Sun Week.
What's Sunwings Sun Week?
Oh, Sunwing Sun Week. 7 days of door crashing deals, excursion discounts, and your chance for plenty of prizes, even free taking vacations.
Wait, so you're saying if we book during Sunwing Sun Week, we could be sun winning?
Yeah! While you workshop that, Sunwing Sun Week starts November 3rd. Get the dates from your local travel advisor or at
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream us on iHeartRadio, the TSN app, or on Apple CarPlay. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
Back-to-back games for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They tangle with the Blue Jackets down in Columbus, Ohio. On a night that most attention will be focused on Chavez Ravine in Los Angeles. We thank you for joining us. Turn the volume down on the TV. Baseball goes so darn slowly you can listen to us and still get caught up on what's going on. I have a very good baseball mind with me. He will keep you up to date on what the score might be.
Well, no George Springer in the lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays.
No, you can't. You can't do that.
David Schneider leading off.
Thank you, Dave Van Horn. For those of you who aren't old enough, Mr. Van Horn was the voice of the Montreal Expos.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still doing games in Washington or not.
Yeah, I don't know that either. Well, Elvis Merzlikins will be the goaltender for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Merzlikins is 3-1-0 with a 2.96 goals against average, and it is Caden Primo in goal for the Maple Leafs. Face-off brought to you by Alpine Credits. You own your own home and you loan. Alpine Credits can help. Get approved at alpinecredits.ca. Puck down in the Toronto zone, poked by Primo to the near boards. Kept in at the blue line and high off the glass back of the net now for Olivier. The Leafs get to it on the far boards, but Tavares can't get it out. It's up against the wall again. Dug free now by Charlie Coyle coming to the front of the net, and that hit the side of the goal. Good pressure here from Columbus initially, and the clearing effort by the Leafs ends up going into the bench.
You know, part of this show starts, and this is a big difference. You talked about the difference between Joe Wall being in goal and Anthony Stolarz. It's the same with Caden Primo because Stolarz handles the puck so well. This all starts, puck goes through the slot, and Caden Primo just sort of knifed it out to the left point, where Anthony Stolarz might have jumped out, corralled it, or fired it out himself. That's something the defense have to be a little more aware of. You might have to be a little more active getting pucks out.
Matachuk gets it in over the line. An attempted shot by Marchenko was blocked. Leafs trying to get the puck out of their own end for the first time in the game, as it's still along the near boards, and now as it does squirt free, it is Zach McCabe bringing it to center with a pass in for Matthews. Dropped off for Robertson, back in for Matthews, but it was blocked by the defense, but Matthews is on it quickly on the near boards and swinging it around into the corner. Zach Werenski runs into a forechecking mess on the far side, and the Leafs trying to force it back behind the goal. They do so. Denton Matachuk trying to work his way clear, and the Blue Jackets are getting a change in as he does. Played up on the left wing side, and to the league blue line, kicked back at center, lifted into the Columbus zone by the Maple Leafs. Hustling in after it with a hit along the boards there was Michelli. The cup around on the left wing side, kept in by Easton Cowan. Comes out in front. Cowan couldn't get his stick on it. Pinching is Riley to keep it alive. Now in front for Cowan, but his shot was blocked. Centering pass by Joshua. Back to the point to Riley. First pressure from the Maple Leafs. Puck in the goal crease area. Banging away at it, and it went wide of the goal. Riley onto it again. Got it down back on the goal line. Puck in along the near boards now, and the Jackets trying to get it out, but failing. Pass to the far side for Roy. Roy unable to get to it, and it's back out into the center ice area. Sammy Blais is into the lineup for the Maple Leafs, his first time in the regular season. And the pass comes ahead to him, and he'll play it in on the right side. The pass for Lorenz a little bit too far. Into the corner, the official got in the way there. Lorenz trying to dig it free. Into the near corner for Domi, who had a big night last night in Toronto. And his shot was easily deflected by Merzlikins wide of the goal. Lundestrom gets it down into the Toronto zone. Quickly around to the far side, cut off by Miles Wood. He sends it back to the right point. Kept in there by Dave.
Then they scored the tying goal the next night. And you like the way they've been able to get it in the forecheck, create a little bit of havoc. And your typical third, fourth line. Pucks to the net, win the one-on-one battles, get traffic, and
bang and bash.
Yeah, and chop one in when you get a chance.
Face off in the Toronto zone. John Tavares sitting on 499 career goals. Played around back of the net by Benoit, but cut off there. Brought out in front of the net. A scramble ensues. The puck's still free. It's still free and knocked into the near boards. Kept alive by Matachuk. At the point, a shot deflects wide. That was as good a scramble in front of the net without a goal being scored as you're going to see.
Well, Caden Primo looked like he was playing whack-a-mole. He kept trying to put his mitt on the puck and it kept bouncing to the other side.
Boyle gets it down into the Leaf zone again. McCabe pins his man to the boards, but that's where the puck is pinned as well. Dug out now by Columbus. They work it into the slot area. Caden back. Still another scramble around the goal line. They're jamming at it. The whistle goes. No goal. Wow.
Well, you talk about 4th and inches. Referees are talking now. There was one official there. I don't know whether the Blue Jackets are saying maybe there was a glove on the puck in the blue paint, which would be a penalty shot. Crowd seems to be reacting.
Oh, the puck was right on the goal line, and it was pulled off by Benoit's glove. Now
that's a penalty shot. If it did not go in, was it in?
Was it in? It is really close.
The referee was late getting there. I think this is going to count. I thought before Benoit pulled it back. Now, Dean Evason's giving the signal that at least it was a hand on the... I'll be amazed if this isn't reviewed and called a goal. I thought this was over the line. We're looking at the overhead now. Benoit.
No, it's not. And it has to be all the way over the line, Mr. Ralph. I think it was maybe an eighth of an inch. It was really close.
But it's got to be a...
Too bad it's over now. Move on, Mr. Ralph. Move on. Move on. It's cleared down into the Columbus zone.
But how it's not a penalty shot. And I think that's what Dean Evason was saying. Now we're going to get the super close-up look at it.
Not in. Not in, Mr. Ralph. No. My eagle eye from way over here says that wasn't in.
All right, eagle eye. Did he use his glove?
Yes, he did, but he just kind of pulled it out. He didn't put his glove on top of it, which is legal.
How did he do that then?
He's really good. Centering pass again, another scramble around Primo, and the puck is back of the net in front of the net. Big save by Primo, and the puck goes to Myers. The Leafs are living on a prayer here. Matthews gives the puck away, trying to shoot it in, and Columbus are back in their own zone. Played around the boards to center. The Leafs are going to pump it back in. Merzlikins couldn't stop it back of the net. And they have control of the puck now in their own zone. Brought through center by Fantilli. Fantilli with a sharp angle shot that was well wide. Just kept in at the blue line by Jonte Fabro the first time, but it's pushed out past him to center ice the second, and now shot right back into the Leaf end. Primo couldn't stop that back of the net. Leafs have been under siege here in the early going as it's played out at center ice and chipped into the zone by Dakota Joshua. Jake Christensen of the Blue Jackets playing it back of the goal. Brought out at center ice now with a pass ahead by Dante Fabro. Played down into the corner. A centering pass deflects wide of the goal. Primo trying to play it to his defense, but the communication there wasn't nearly as good as it seems to be with Stolarz and company. And that's just trying to make sure that you verbalize exactly what you're planning to do, and the defense have got to help you. You got a lot of big gloves and a really bad hockey stick for making passes. If you don't know where you're going with this thing, it becomes a pretty important facet of it. But Primo has been
But I'm sure they
living on the edge.
The reason you're hearing the boos is they must be showing the replay once again of Simon Benoit grabbing it off the goal line.
The referees are Tom Chmielewski and Justin Kia. I believe it was Kia behind the net who waved everything off. Blue Jackets bring it out at center. They've played better on the road than at home, and the wrist shot whistles wide of the goal by Chinnikov, and it's going to explode all the way back down into Columbus territory. Werenski gets it ahead to the line. A pass over on the left wing boards by Chinnikov comes around the boards, and it's going to sail all the way down into Columbus territory again. Cowan was up forechecking. The puck comes out in front of the net. A backhand attempt there by Joshua was blocked, and Columbus have flipped it down into the Leaf zone. There'll be no icing as Benoit is back to retrieve the puck. No score early on in a very quickly played first period. Thoughts are two apiece. Although the scramble around goaltender Caden Primo has been legendary. Now here's Sillinger driving the net, and he scores.
Sillinger got a step on Simon Benoit. Left-handed shot coming down the right wing side. Drove towards the net. Benoit couldn't tie up his stick. And this is after the Leafs had got the puck to their blue line and couldn't control it, and the Blue Jackets came right back in, and Sillinger was able to go backhand, forehand, and shovel it far side, blocker side on Primo. Just the top of the crease, and that might take the sting out of the non-call a little earlier as the Blue Jackets are up 1-0.
First of the year for Sillinger as they gain the early advantage here on their third shot on goal.
What's going on here? Is there a little bit of a delay?
Well, we got Craig Berube talking with his defense corps, and is there going to be a challenge here?
No, it's a timeout for the Leafs. Well, Craig Berube exercising the timeout just 6 minutes and 56 seconds into this game. And you heard him on the pregame show with Jim Taddy and Anthony Stewart talking about we have to be smart, we have to get pucks out, we got to get pucks deep. And you're playing in the second of back-to-backs. Of course, Columbus played Buffalo last night, so there's no advantage for the Blue Jackets there.
So the timeout has been taken and utilized immediately after the goal was scored.
A question for you. If Charlie Coyle wears number 3 as a forward. Number 4, we just saw, is worn by Cole Sillinger, a forward. When's the last time in an NHL team you had forwards wearing number 3 and number 4? Jean Beliveau, of course.
Yes, most famous number 4 as a forward. I think the most famous number 4 arguably might have been that guy Orr. As we get a whistle on an offside at the Toronto blue line.
I just going through my notes today and saying that when I think we brought up Cole Sillinger.
Red Kelly?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking back to the original 6 here.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I think you've got it. Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break. The Leafs have fallen behind 1-0. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Wherever Canadians raise a glass, you'll find Molson. There's a good reason for that. When you've been in Canada for over 230 years, you get around in the cups and fridges.
From the legacy of Blue Bloods comes the next explosive police drama.
Stop where you are!
Donnie Wahlberg.
Detective Daniel Reagan.
Saniqua Martin Green.
Ready to run it back, Brooklyn?
Try and stop me.
Boston Blue. All new. Friday at 10/8 Mountain on CTV. Stream next day on Crave.
The biggest songs in the world. You've heard them countless times. Now, learn the details of how they came to be. Join Ruby Carr for Encore, the stories behind the songs you love. New interviews and newly unearthed archive footage make for a fascinating weekly deep dive. Stream Encore, the stories behind the songs you love on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Loan. She conjured a magic book, Debt Consolidation 101. Lesson 1, consolidate debt into one low monthly payment. Lesson 2, nothing. It's a short book. Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Fiscal license 12616.
The No Frills Deals for Days event is on. Get select varieties of Nescafe and Taster's Choice Instant Coffee for $6.44 and earn 1,000 PC Optimum points until October 29th. No Frills won't be beat. Find a lower price and we'll match it. See flyer or visit nofrills.ca for details.
The best insight, analysis, and entertainment. Overdrive, weekday afternoons at 4 p.m. on TSN 1050.
Of close calls, an offside that was really close as far as the goal being scored, not challenged by the Maple Leafs. And then the scramble that saw Simon Benoit gently scoop the puck off the goal line. Yeah. That also was not reviewed.
But it's funny how it was Benoit that scooped it off the goal line, and then Benoit gave the puck away and got beat going to the net.
Leafs get it to the line and out too far on the far side for Michelli, and now the puck back to the Toronto blue line, poked ahead. Tavares backhanding it ahead out of the reach of Nyes. Michelli couldn't reach it either, and the Blue Jackets get it down into the Toronto zone, but it's gone high into the screen and out of play with 12:28 to play here in period number 1. And the Blue Jackets have scored first. It is 1-0. The Jackets at home 1-3-0 this year, 5-4-0 overall with 10 points. Maple Leafs looking for their first win on the road after 2 losses, but are 5-4-1 with 11 points. Playing in the last game of October, and October is historically for the Maple Leafs been a hit and miss month. Matachuk starting out of the Columbus zone, moving left to right on your radio dial. Broken up at the blue line. Matthews couldn't get to it. Played up on the wing and shot by Voronkov into the Toronto zone, and the Leafs get possession on the right wing boards, get to center ice, and down into the zone it goes. Merzlikins couldn't stop it back of the net. The Leafs have not had a scoring chance, and you'd have to say the Blue Jackets have had at least 3. Back of the net, Nick Robertson. Robertson getting it into the slot. No wrist shot. Backhand stop. Rebound. Good. Mentioned it. At least he screamed it, but the Leafs didn't react to it. And so it's offside.
I think one of the concerns, though, about this year, Joe, with the slow start or the average start, is that you're at a point where you're home more than on the road. Drastically home-heavy schedule to start the season. So you want to take advantage of that, bank some points. They only play 2 out of the first 15 games against teams that made the playoffs last year. That was Montreal and New Jersey.
Yep. Oh, no, there's no question about it. Round back of the net in the Leaf zone. Blue Jackets to the point. Long shot drilled by Fabro, but blocked, and it caroms down into Columbus territory. Christensen getting back of the net. Leafs unable to keep it in at the blue line. Fabro gets to center and shoots it down into the Toronto zone. Blue Jackets against the boards, lose it. And Roy gets it ahead at center, and here's Lorenz in from an angle, and the shot was well wide. Rebound to the far wing is flipped high to center ice. Max Domi called the fair catch, knocked it down, got it into the zone, but couldn't keep it in, but is now able to poke it into the corner. And hustling after it is Bobby McMahon, but he's not going to reach it. Now back of the net, the Blue Jackets start out with it. A pass ahead at center and over the line. Myers unable to get it away from his man as it's played in around back of the net. Centering effort comes in front, and Primo is down to cover up on it and bring a face-off in the Toronto zone. The Maple Leafs trail the Blue Jackets 1-0 halfway through the first period. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
With most Subaru models, all-wheel drive comes standard. Heated front seats, high ground clearance, Apple CarPlay, standard. EyeSight driver assist to help when you're distracted by fall foliage.
Watch out. They're back.
I don't know why you treat me like the worst moving company in the region.
Get ready for a new season of the homegrown Crave original, The Office Movers.
All right, should we roll?
The hilarious hit series from creators Jay and Trey Richards.
We're building, we're elevating, we're moving up.
New space, new contract.
You guys need to go. The client is freaking out.
Where is the elevator?
It's busted.
The Office Movers. New season Friday, November 7th. Only on Crave. Proudly Canadian. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
10 employees or 10,000. We're the Hartford. And no matter what size your client's business, we offer big employee benefits. Because big or small, their business is just the right size for us. Learn more at thehartford.com.
Seasoned gamer or just video game curious? This Week in Gaming is the podcast for you. We break down the latest in the world of video games, from basics to beyond. The hottest gaming news, insight, and industry leaders and more, weekly. Join me, Naomi Kyle, and stay ahead of the game with all the latest updates, even if you're a total newbie. Stream This Week in Gaming on the free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Some exclusions may apply. See Ozempic.ca for details.
Blue Jackets won, the Maple Leafs no score. Sillinger from Coyle is the scoring play at 6:56 of the first period.
Boy, the Leafs who had 25 road wins a year ago to set a franchise record. An 0-2 start away from Scotiabank Arena here in this season.
Draw to the right of the Toronto goalkeeper is won cleanly by Columbus. At the point, a pass into the slot, cut off there nicely by Joshua. He skates to center and dumps it in. Cowan will apply some forechecking pressure. Nick Roy, and punching it back into the corner then was Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He gets it around back of the net, and the Blue Jackets start back out at center ice. A pass in on the left wing. Going wide and in back of the net. Good hit there by the Leafs defense. Myers, it comes back to the blue line though. Severson on the wing, a shot into the chest of goaltender Caden Primo, and he's going to cover up on it as Ivan Provorov let it go.
You agreed with me last night where the second and third periods against Calgary were probably their most impressive offensively, where they were able to get in the forecheck, create opportunities. But we have not seen that here in the first 10 minutes of this game.
And I found it amazing that I would actually agree with you on anything. But that was...
why I brought it up?
Yes.
I'm not saying I was right.
No. Draw to the right, Tavares loses it, and it skips by Matechuk and goes all the way down into Columbus territory. And shot. What happened here? Oh, the goaltender got the puck and hit the camera and has destroyed a very impressive...
Is that delay a game?
That's the next question. And it's coming around.
No, it hit something and came up, I guess.
Okay, well...
Or did it?
I don't know if it did or not. The Leaf player had his stick out, but there was a lot of debris from the carnage of the...
Well, Sillinger looking up at it like...
Remember when they used to put them in the warm-ups initially when they had the nets?
Oh,
and the guys would be trying to hit it in the warm-up, right?
They broke them.
And broke them all the time. So now... No.
Yeah,
no,
it hit the dasher board.
Off the dasher board. Okay. Now we got an angle of it. So finally, they got two sets of nets and didn't put the camera in until the game actually started. Well, now what happened?
Real good players still try to hit it.
Face off to the right in the Columbus zone. Michelli forced to take this face off. Tavares waved out. Nyes battles against the wall. Tavares unable to get to it. Around back of the net, Werenski sends it to the line. The Leafs are able to keep it in momentarily, and it is poked around back of the net. Matechuk plays it up on the near wing. Pinching down is Jake McCabe. McCabe tries to center. That went off his stick and came in front, but Nyes couldn't reach it. Now it's gone high in the air, and one of the Leafs got filled in, and now a 4-on-1 break, and a shot scores! Zach Werenski ends up taking advantage of one of the Leafs getting bowled over with a puck high in the air.
The other part of that, Joe, is Matthew Nyes was standing right there but couldn't find the puck. He was in position to get back, but he's looking for the puck. And the Blue Jackets simply pick it up and take off away from him. And that left one man back. And Zach Werenski, maybe one of the most underrated defensemen in the NHL, is able to toe drag it around Jake McCabe and snap it short side, this time glove side.
Third
Hayden Primo, and it's the second goal of the game on just 4 Columbus shots.
Third goal of the season for Werenski. And the Blue Jackets have started quickly. They get in over the line on a close play at the blue line. Played around into the far corner. Blue Jackets back of the net, get it back to the point, but it bounces over the stick of Severson and comes to center ice. Now Matthews works in on the wing, got a puck back on the wing for Bobby McMahon. His shot was well wide. The rebound comes in front, and it was tapped back of the goal. Matthews couldn't get to it. Now a shot by McMahon goes wide. Leafs keep it in at the right point. Send it around the boards into the near corner. Pinching down to keep it in, Morgan Riley. Along the boards, McMahon looking for Robertson. That didn't connect. Leafs on the far side keep it in with a shot. Pad save made there by Merzlikins. And now the Blue Jackets having difficulty getting it out. Matthews does a good job of keeping it in again. A hit by Sammy Blais, and the puck comes down the ice, and it'll roll right to Primo, who quickly plays it up on the near wing. Out comes Morgan Riley. He'll send a long lobbing shot in wide of the goal. Merzlikins leaves it for his defense. Got it up on the wing, and Jenner will get it out at center. Here the Blue Jackets back in. A pass for Jenner is deflected by the Maple Leafs. Steven Lorenz coming in the back check, and that sends it out of play. But a 2-0 Blue Jacket lead on the board here in the first period.
Okay, and Primo is 2-0 coming into this game with the save percentage, .875, goals against average of 3.46. And both of those numbers have taken a hit in the early going. Now, full chances coming off the rush, which is one thing that Craig Berube said that, especially before the Buffalo series, that they had to get much, much better at it. They've been giving up way too much.
Played out at center ice and launched over the boards. And a face-off will come, I believe, outside the Columbus Blue Jacket blue line. 7:04 left in the period. And the Leafs are 5-1-2 in Columbus in their last 8 visits. But they dug themselves a hole here this evening.
Amazing how you can turn the numbers around overall. Columbus 21-20-1 against the Leafs.
Yeah.
The Leafs are 20-14-8 against Columbus. So Columbus has been better in extra time.
Puck into the Columbus zone. Joshua couldn't get it back of the goal. Ottawa works it to the blue line. Attempted shot there by Oliver Ekman-Larsson was blocked. Gets it down low, and the centering pass in front of the net. It rolled into the blue paint off the stick of Cowan, but no one could get their stick on it, and Merzlikins is able to cover up on it. Good play by Oliver Ekman-Larsson to keep it in.
Easton Cowan was just trying to make that little pass. Actually, at first I thought it was Nick Waugh he was trying to hit, but Dakota Joshua was coming to the far post. And I think that's where Cowan had his intended receiver. If he was able to do that little Gretzky saucer pass, might have been able to get it there.
6:35 to play in the first period. Centering effort, blocked. Leafs Robertson again. Pushed off the puck, but regains it. Now works it to the left wing side for Jake McCabe, who was allowed to walk right in, but the shot went off of his stick and went harmlessly wide. Played off the glass to center and down into the Toronto zone. Morgan Riley gets back to play it out into neutral ice. And the Blue Jackets will send it back in behind the Toronto goal. Riley is there. 6 minutes to play in the period. 2-0 Columbus. And the Blue Jays have taken a 2-0 lead in Los Angeles.
Back-to-back homers. David Schneider and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Played back to the blue line, off a stick and down into the Leaf zone. Primo comes out of the goal to play it and scoops it around the net to get it up in the wing and get it out at center ice. A long alley-oop pass to the blue line, broken up by Domi. Jackets get it back in across the line and in the slot. And a hard wrist shot went off a stick, off the glass, over top of the goal. Domi can't get it out. Blue Jackets in on the right wing side. Severson with a shot to flex wide. Trying to keep it in was Provorov. Leafs are able to get it up on the wing, but to the line and out. And Provorov backpedals into his own zone to allow a change of players for both teams. Now wheeling out of his own end, though. Sillinger gets it up on the left side and plays it in over the line. Into the corner it goes. Olivier for the Blue Jackets got it free for Charlie Coyle. Centering pass didn't work, and the Leafs break it back. Michelli for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Back to Michelli. Too far for Oliver Ekman-Larsson to reach, but he maintains possession down in the corner. Michelli is double-teamed, able to play it in along the boards, but Nyes was unable to help. Tavares gets it back into the slot, and a shot whistled wide. Great scoring opportunity there, but it went wide of the net. Another shot taken by Nyes is off a stick and up into the screen. Out of play, 4:21 to go in the period. And the Leafs a little bit of pressure here, but down by a 2-0 count.
Going to a commercial here. Just taking the highlights down the screen of Davis Schneider. 3 pitches, 2 home runs. They have the Leafs up 2-0 in Game 5 of the World Series.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
At Conestoga Farms, our eggs are more than just eggs. They're a promise from local farmers to you.
Local is near and dear to my heart.
Local means fresh. From the legacy of Blue Bloods comes the next explosive police drama.
Stop where you are!
Donnie Wahlberg.
Detective Daniel Reagan.
Sonequa Martin Green.
Ready to run it back, Brooklyn?
Ryan, stop me.
Boston Blue. All new. Friday at 10/8 Mountain on CTV. Stream next day on Crave.
Unmistakably Canadian.
It's the music that raised you.
The artists raising the bar.
Hi, this is Brian Adams.
Hey, my name's Brett Emmons. I'm from the Glorious Sons.
Hi, I'm Nelly Furtado.
Made in Canada. The station that champions Canadian music.
Loud, proud, and all yours.
No passports required. Just press play.
Tap into Made in Canada now on iHeartRadio.ca
or the free iHeartRadio app.
And eating all at once? Ugh, standard. Parallel parking perfectly while someone watches? Uncommon. But in a Subaru? Standard-ish. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models. And get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
People sometimes ask, sure, you can consolidate people's debts using telekinesis, but what else can you do? As if changing lives isn't enough. Well, I can also use my power to make it rain hot dogs. It's still not as cool as consolidating debts into one easy payment, though.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows in your car. Available on Apple CarPlay via the iHeartRadio app. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
Columbus Blue Jackets with a 2-0 lead on the Maple Leafs. Puck in the offensive zone for Toronto, but cleared and down into Toronto territory. And Primo has no chance to go and get it as it was in the non-trapezoidal area. And the Leafs back to recover it and get it out at center. We'll pass off to Matthews on the wing for McMahon. A weak wrist shot was partially deflected, but it went wide of the net anyway. Back of the net, McMahon looking for a loose puck that Matthews is able to dig. Matthews in the near corner. Coming out of the corner with it, working back towards the blue line. wrist shot is off the stick of Werenski and has cleared the glass again. Another face-off coming in Columbus territory. 3:41 to play in the period.
The two even strength goals. Columbus now are +8, 5-on-5. 22 goals scored, 14 against. And the Leafs fall to -3. They've scored 24 goals, 5-on-5. That is now 27, 5-on-5 goals against. And it's got to be a concern, right? That they haven't been able to generate a whole lot, 5-on-5. Usually it's been a strong point for them.
There really isn't a spot where you would say, okay, that doesn't need fixing. On a long shot here, Merzlikins is able to cover up on it. The goaltending has been spotty. It has not been nearly as good.
Now,
and
defensively,
Wall,
defensively they haven't been as strong in front of them either.
And Joseph Wall will make a difference in that, I would think. But you're right. I mean, the defense hasn't been nearly as good. Tanev hasn't been available. That's hurt. As a wrist shot here deflects wide of the Columbus goal. Down into the corner. The Blue Jackets trying to come out with it. And it'll be played to center and flipped in on the left wing. The Leafs will have to go back to recover the puck. Dean Evison doing a nice job for the Blue Jackets, trying to get them turned around. They get in over the line, left wing side, and a shot in Primo is down and into the chest and covered up off the stick of Adam Fantilli.
That's the readjusted the shots here. That is the 5th shot on goal for the Columbus Blue Jackets. By the way, under Dean Evison last year, under very, very difficult circumstances. Tragedy involving Johnny Gaudreau. Then they lose Sean Monahan. They lose their captain, Boone Jenner. And still, a 23-point improvement from the previous year. They were right in the playoff hunt up in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the regular season.
Tavares taking the draw, won it cleanly. Pushed ahead for Nyes. Lead pass. Looking for Domi, who's on this line on this ship. And the Blue Jackets send it back down into the Toronto zone. Benoit unable to get to it in time. Played back of the net by Lundestrom. Lundestrom back of the goal for Chinnikov. Into the slot, a shot, and down is Primo again. And he has a hold of this. Leafs are out shooting Columbus 9-6. But certainly the scoring chances are heavily favored in the Columbus department.
Now the 2 chances off the rush that led to both goals. And there were a couple of other, weren't there?
Well, the scrambles. No. The one that...
no, but I mean, even I think there were a couple more off the rush.
Yes.
That end up being shots on goal.
Puck at the Columbus blue line. Lundestrom almost lost it there to the forechecking of Domi. And it comes out at center ice, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson has it under control in his own zone. Leafs play it out at center ice after a player change. Onto the left wing side. Ekman-Larsson got it into the zone, but no further. And it's played around back at the net. Provorov will get it out into neutral ice for the Blue Jackets. Following up on the play is Boone Jenner to get it in. Knocked off his stick, and now Domi, who's been on for a long shift, gets it out at center, and it's carried by Morgan Riley through neutral ice. He loses it, though, and it's cleared to the line, and Robertson can't keep it in. It'll be brought in by Olivier. Penalty coming here against Myers, and it'll be touched by the Maple Leafs. And the Leafs, down 2-0, are going to face the first power play of the game coming up here on a tripping call.
And again, it comes after a turnover right at the Columbus line. And Philip Myers knew that Olivier had a step on him to the outside, and he didn't even try to disguise this hold. He took the Columbus player down, and Leafs could find themselves in huge trouble. Head into the intermission, already down by 2. Columbus power play. They're 0 for 12 at home this year, 4 for 21 overall, but did have a power play goal last night in their overtime win in Buffalo.
It's their penalty killing that has been rather poor. 11 of 30. 31st in the National Hockey League. But they are on the power play, and this is a big part of this game. brought in over the line in a flip pass, knocked away by goaltender Primo, and shot out and down the ice by the Maple Leafs. I thought for a moment the decision to tip that back out in front of his own goal might not have been a wise one, but it turned out to be. Monahan hits the line and gets it in on the right wing side for Kent Johnson. Johnson at the point. Slides it over on the left wing side for Werenski. Back to Werenski. Now a pass in front of the goal was deflected wide as Monahan couldn't get his stick on it. Centering pass. Back into the slot again, and another shot that was off his skate and into the corner. Leafs trying to get the puck out, and they do with a lead pass looking for Nyes. That didn't connect. Nyes trying to get it in over the line. Matthews was loose, but the puck comes back at center, and the Leafs on a bad pass send it back into their own zone, and Benoit has to hustle back and does a good job of just getting the puck out at center ice. Coyle turning back the other way. Played in by Severson into the Toronto zone with 17 seconds left in the period. 33 in the penalty. The intermission will help the Leafs here if they can get another 10 seconds of penalty killing done, and they look like they're going to do that as they send it the rest of the way down the ice. 3 seconds left and just played to center, and time will run out. Damage done, though. 2-0 in favor of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Sillinger and Werenski are the goal scorers.
Really not the concentrated effort that we saw in the offensive zone last night to win over Calgary. So at least have 40 minutes to correct things. But I don't think Merzlikins, would you say, was forced to make a difficult stop?
No.
In that period? And the Leafs have got to make things a lot more difficult for him at the start of period number 2. Finish filling off this Columbus power play and get back to work, at least trying to draw some penalties and expose their penalty kill.
Jim Taddy along with Anthony Stewart take you through the first period intermission. 2-0 in favor of Columbus. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
New Virgin Plus spot, take one.
Get an amazingly affordable phone plan from Virgin Plus. Tyler, I sound like a robot?
Got it. Take two.
Get an amazingly affordable phone.
Derry is a beautiful place, but things do happen from time to time.
Crave is the exclusive home of groundbreaking HBO originals, including It, Welcome to Derry, the much-anticipated new series from the world of Stephen King. Go back to where it all began.
There's something bad here in Derry.
It, Welcome to Derry. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
The biggest songs in the world. You've heard them countless times. Now, learn the details of how they came to be. Join Ruby Carr for Encore, the stories behind the songs you love. New interviews and newly unearthed archive footage make for a fascinating weekly deep dive. Stream Encore, the stories behind the songs you love on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Today, we helped a small business take care of their employees in a big way. We're The Hartford, and whether your client's business has 10 employees or 10,000, The Hartford offers big employee benefits, from life insurance to disability, accident insurance, and more. We'll help you deliver a standout benefits package, because big or small, your customer's business is just the right size for us. Learn more at thehartford.com.
Chicken chunks, golden potato wedges, and savory garlic bread, all bundled together for just $19.99. Perfect for game night, movie night, or anytime. Order yours today. Call 241-0241 or visit 241pizza.com.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are. A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
You run a small business. You need to start being seen in the right places. Bell
Ads for Business. Access our premium inventory of digital display, video, and connected TV. Our self-serve marketing platform puts you in control on trusted sites, apps, and streaming services including Crave, CTV, TSN, and more. Bell Ads for Business. Launch digital ad campaigns in minutes and propel your business forward. Get started now at bellmedia.ca/ads.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows on your smart speaker. Simply tell your smart speaker to listen to TSN 1050 everywhere you want it. Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey is on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs live here.
And trailing 2-0 to Columbus in Columbus after 20 minutes of play. TSN After 20 brought to you by Subaru. This fall, uncommon comes standard. Welcome to the Intermission Report. Jim Taddy and former NHLer Anthony Stewart with you. Stu, both those goals are miscues at different blue lines. The first one's at the Leafs blue line, and the second one, Werenski just skates right in after a miscue at his own blue line.
Yes, and I had to do some research as some of those plays look really, really familiar right now. And the Maple Leafs, I believe, now are 28th in the National Hockey League in rush chances against. So there's only 4 teams that are worse than them, and 30th in goals against off the rush. So again, if we know this as the general public, I'm sure the team knows that you have to have better puck management and do yourself every favor that you can. And on that first goal, you can't be turning it over on the blue line. You have to find a way to get it up ice. And if you don't have anything, take the icing. They have some great guys that can make some great face-offs as centermen as well, too. But you just have to advance the puck with purpose as opposed to just throwing it away. And then on the Werenski one, that was very, very familiar conversation we had. 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4. Was that a 5-on-1 at one point? I had to stop the frame, and it was a 5-on-1. And just shows Columbus. They are a 5-man unit. They're coming up the ice. They push the pace really, really good at catching Toronto flat-footed. So if you're struggling defensively, especially after the rush, you have to place an emphasis on the fundamentals. Good F3, manage your pinches, manage the puck, take an icing if you have to, and ultimately getting a save. So if I'm Craig Berube, I know it's a back-to-back, but again, it's no excuse. It's different if Columbus comes out and Werenski comes around the net like Bobby Orr and goes to end-to-end, but both of those goals, they could have helped themselves in not having it go in the net by just playing the fundamentals on the defensive side of the puck.
So, I mean, these defensive breakdowns, we didn't see them last year, and this is the year 2 under the new coach. I'm trying to figure out why this happens. It really looks bad.
It does, and I had to go back and take a look on sort of who was there on the defensive end, and Benoit seems to be struggling a little bit in just sort of moving the puck, and the same thing with Myers, where, last year, if someone made a mistake, you're like, oh, I'm not sure who that was, because they were just, as a 6-man unit, just make the fundamentals and the basics where you did not even notice them. You're like, hey, how'd the defense do? They did pretty good because they just did all the basics very, very well. But now some of these fundamentals, turnovers, shooting the puck over the glass, or coming out on your backhand and off, getting it off the glass and out. So just those basics just don't seem to be there. And I don't know, maybe Craig Berube is trying to have an emphasis of trying to get up the ice a little bit quicker, but just some of those basic passes they're missing, and it's turning it over, and it's just costing them. Not necessarily goals, but just time in your end. And how many times, again, did they come up the wall and make a cross-seam pass to the left shot on the right side, and they lost their bearings and almost got a shot against, or even a goal against for some instances as there well, too. So back to basics, I think so in the defensive end. Don't try to push the pace. You saw Fantilli skating up and down the ice. This Columbus team is big, strong, and fast, and they're a unit in every sense of the word.
Well, I mean, most teams would play like Columbus does because they have to. I mean, there's no other way they can play. They have to forecheck. They have to force mistakes because they can't outscore you.
No. But again, I'm telling you, they have some really up-and-coming players, right? You saw Chinnikov, who requested a trade in the offseason. This guy's on the 4th line, but he can score 20-25. Voronkov, Marchenko, and I've paid attention to this team the last couple of years. They are very up-and-coming, and if you do not play the basics, like, they can kill you. They can kill you off the rush. If you turn it over in the neutral zone, you saw on the goal, they literally just ran over Michelli and said, hey, thanks for the puck. It's time to go on a 5-on-1 and go score a goal. So that's a team now when you're struggling, to make the playoffs over the years, you get the right habits of having to play those fundamentals. If not, you could be the Buffalo Sabres where you're out of it, come December every single year. So they've learned the hard way that they have to play that basic style hockey and push the pace. And now they're starting to get those chances in offensive, but they have some great players that can play a great game out there.
So at this point, we're 11 games in now. As you've detailed rather vigorously, the right wingers, there's only one right winger in this game tonight that shoots right. That's McMahon. The rest of them are left-handed shots. Isn't there a better way to deal with that?
Like with personnel or just
for the Leafs?
I don't know. Maybe you come out the off the left side, right? Yeah. But sometimes you're forced to. But I'll notice this and. How many times have I seen Nylander, as a right shot on the left side? So there's no real purpose on, hey, I got to come back and really come back a little bit lower, or the D don't really have an emphasis on saying, hey, we're struggling coming out the right side. Let's maybe take an extra couple harder steps so we have that split second to make a play. Everything seems forced. They seem like they're on their heels, and coaches used to say, you play like the ice is tilted in your favor, and that ice this period looks like it was tilted where Columbus was coming downhill every single time. And you noticed, right, when they're coming up the ice, there's 4 or 5 guys within stick length of each other, whereas Toronto going the other way, it's a guy coming down 1 or 2, 1 on 2, 1 on 3, so they're supporting the puck really, really good. But again, it's not as simple as, hey, well, let's go make a trade for 2 right wingers. That's good. No, the fundamentals just aren't there. I think they're focusing on maybe the stretch plays or, let's just try to, go on offense and then push the pace. It starts into your D zone. It starts with getting it out, but just running the right routes. And again, this is something I could not have a problem with, because if I was not A+ every single night, I literally was in the press box. So it's frustrating for me because I'm like, well, these are some of the basics. How do you guys not get that? And I was a fourth line guy, 15 years ago. Like it's a little bit head scratching for me. So I don't think it's a skill, more so a will. They have to be more willing to play that team defense.
Well, it's easy for me to say, so I'm just going to put it in question form. You played, so you're gonna give me the right answer here. Are they being outworked regularly?
They are, and I wouldn't have an issue with it for being outclassed, right? They've been outclassed a couple times last year where you see Colorado or Vegas, you're like, hey, this is a better hockey team. But how many nights this year could you sit there and say this team's a better hockey club than the Toronto Maple Leafs? And I don't think anybody, right? Yeah, so it comes down to just being outworked. And again, I think it's a precursor of having, too much offense or an abundance of guys that can turn the game around. They have the ability to turn the game on its head within 2-3 shifts. They have that skill. But when those skill guys aren't necessarily dominating, you're going to have to outwork the opponents. And how many games can you say that this year where it was a bad result for them. They just, if they got a couple more bounces, maybe that'd be the case. That has not happened at all this year.
Okay, so to start the second period, what are the Leafs, aside from scoring?
They need a fight. You need a fight. Like, again,
something, right?
Is this Rock'em Sock'em here? They need something. A save. I don't know. And again, it's frustrating, right? And I know for us, we're saying the same thing, for the last couple of weeks here, but somebody's got to go out there and do something. Like, we have to see it jump out the screen. The listener right now on the radio has got to hear, they got to hear a couple holy Mackinaws. Let's go.
Yeah. Play. Oh, what a punch. All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Stu, thanks very much. Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey continues on TSN 1050, the iHeart Radio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Lately, times have been challenging, with many people facing increased interest rates, inflation, and rising credit card debt. Everyone needs a little help from time to time, but it can be hard to ask.
On the road to next summer's historic FIFA World Cup, TSN puts you on the pitch.
Not sure if they come any bigger than this.
Insight, analysis, and everything World Cup. Park the Bus Podcast every Tuesday. Available on TSN's YouTube channel.
Seasoned gamer or just video game curious? This Week in Gaming is the podcast for you. We break down the latest in the world of video games, from basics to beyond. The hottest gaming news, insight, and industry leaders and more, weekly. Join me, Naomi Kyle, and stay ahead of the game with all the latest updates, even if you're a total newbie. Stream This Week in Gaming on the free iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Deal on a featured furnace. For a limited time, you can save 25%. That's a massive savings. With over 60 years of experience and more than 150,000 five-star reviews, you're in great hands. So if you want 25% off a furnace,
call on Reliance.
Conditions apply. See website for details.
How was your flu shot appointment?
24% greater than I thought it would be.
What?
My doctor gave me Fluzone High Dose, a flu shot specifically formulated for people age 65 and over. It has 24% greater efficacy in preventing influenza cases compared to the standard dose Fluzone vaccine, and is publicly funded in Ontario for people age 65 and older.
Guess I better talk to my doctor.
Vaccines don't provide 100% protection. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist to see if Fluzone High Dose is right for you. Visit fluzone.ca.
Kelly Clarkson here to help you win the season with Wayfair. Shop trees, lights, ornaments, and hosting must-haves like dining sets, beds, and holiday sheets. Plus, get fast and free shipping on everything festive at wayfair.ca.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
At Walmart, our everyday low prices mean you can count on low prices every single day. Like Walmart's new black and white 6-pack bathroom tissue for just $4.97, or a 2-pack of paper towels for just $1.97 at Walmart.
At Conestoga Farms, our eggs are more than just eggs. They're a promise from local farmers to you.
Local is near and dear to my heart.
Local means fresh.
For our golden yolk eggs, we feed our hens a natural diet, including marigolds, a natural source of lutein, so the yolks are rich, golden, and full of nutrients.
There's a great sense of pride in being able to feed our own family a product that we've raised.
Feed your family like we feed ours with Conestoga Farms golden yolk eggs, because local matters.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is brought to you by Maple Toyota. You don't have to go out of town for a great new Tundra or Tacoma. Maple Toyota has them in stock and ready to deliver. Visit mapletoyota.com. You know, this is the only game in the NHL tonight, so how will the Tatman get out of this? Well, I can tell you the next game for the Leafs is Saturday in Philadelphia. We'll have our coverage on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network starting at 6. And Leaf Nation will want to know, the Marlies are playing tonight and trailing 4-3 to Syracuse at the Coca-Cola Coliseum. And I can tell you that Sharp, Alex Nylander, and Boyd have scored for the Marlies late in the second period. Marlies trailing Syracuse 4-3. The second period is next. Molson Canadian Leafs hockey continues on TSN 1050, the Leafs radio app. What else do we have? The iHeart Radio app and the Leafs Radio Network. Try that one.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services.
Watch out. They're back.
I don't know why you treat me like the worst moving company in the region.
Get ready for a new season of the homegrown Crave original, The Office Movers.
All right, should we roll?
The hilarious hit series from creators Jay and Trey Richards.
We're building, we're elevating, we're moving up. New space, new contract.
You guys need to go. The client is freaking out.
Where is the elevator?
It's busted.
The Office Movers. New season Friday, November 7th. Only on Crave. Proudly Canadian. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
Started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services.
All right. Hi, everyone. It's me, Connor. So apparently the Leafs audio, they are switching. So would everyone like me to switch to the Blue Jackets? Or would you like radio? Or would y'all like me to try to dig around for Joe Bowening? It's up to y'all. Also, thanks for 300 subos. So somebody please let me know. I know the second period just started. Somebody please let me know. We can end this poll. Am I talking to myself? Hello? Am I talking to myself or am I tripping? You know what? We're going to switch to the Blue Jackets audio. Does anybody know where they switched to? Anybody know? They probably switched to Chum, didn't they? Let me look here. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this. Again, thank you for 300 subs. I'm scouring the internet. Can't find another feed for the Leafs. It's all Blue Jays. So we are going to switch to the Blue Jackets feed for the rest of the game. Until then, guys, take care. I'll have the audio back up shortly. Take care, everyone. Thank you for 300 subs. Have a good night.
Exclusive collection of luxury Buckeye jewelry you'll love at the Diamond Cellar, starting at $99. Show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
To Provorov, the puck is back out to the neutral zone. Blue Jackets have to reset. As a matter of fact, they have to make a line change, and Provorov will just send it deep. Maple Leafs, John Tavares turns it over, and Kent Johnson pushed it ahead, but Toronto was there to intercept, and they play at the length of the ice. This is an icing call. So the face-off is back inside of the Maple Leafs end. We have played 2 minutes and 8 seconds of this second period. Blue Jackets are leading by the score of 2-0. Blue Jackets get to choose where the face-off will be. And they're setting up in the left wing circle. I don't know why the officials... Oh, they talk about it and they say that puck was tipped. So it's not an icing call. This is another thing they should really explain, quite frankly. Just click the microphone and say, the call was icing, but the puck was tipped, therefore no icing, face-off at center ice. It's pretty simple. It would sure help some people learn the game more quickly or understand the game better than they do. I find on a day where I did a couple of Hockey 101 seminars that all of a sudden I'm a genius at this and I have plenty of suggestions. Coincidence? I think not. Puck is lifted out to the neutral zone. Kent Johnson tries to stay onside, bringing it into the Maple Leafs end, but can't do it. He was going in backwards. Now, if he has possession of the puck, that's one thing, but it was kind of bouncing there. So the Blue Jackets will change their defensive pair. Dante Fabro and Jake Christensen hit the ice to join Fantilli, Johnson, and Jenner. Max Domi taking the face-off. He beats Adam Fantilli on the draw. And the Leafs will put the puck up the left wing side. Steven Lorenz plays it in behind the Blue Jackets net. Comes around with it, goes to the high slot. Here's a shot save made by Merzlikins. He's knocked down, and the puck is redirected into the net for the score. Now some pretty nifty stick work turned in by Sammy Blake to put that puck in the net. The initial shot, it goes straight up in the air. And he tries to wait and make contact with it below the crossbar. Now, looking at one replay, it's hard to tell if that was the case or not. But the call on the ice is a good goal. And that call, well, the Blue Jackets can look at this and they can decide whether or not they want to challenge it. And again, they look at it in Toronto. I think it's going to stand here. And the Leafs are going to cut the lead in half. And they do it only 2 minutes and 43 seconds into the period, which is key. As well as the Blue Jackets have played, now it's a one-goal game with a long time left in it. Well, still are waiting here, and that's because Elvis had an equipment problem. So they let him get himself put back together. And is the league still looking at this thing, or what's going on here? I think they've finally been told they're good to go. And they have. The goal will count. And we're set for the face-off at center ice. Blue Jackets win the face-off. Jake Christensen from the red line will send it in. Caden Primo, goaltender, behind the net, puts it to the far corner, knocked down by Yegor Chinikov. And the Blue Jackets get that puck out near the blue line. Shot by Dante Fabro, missed. Shot by Christensen is dead on, but it's caught by Primo. And he holds on to it. Face-off will be placed in the left wing circle. Lundstrom's line stays on the ice. Toronto changing their defensive pairing. Morgan Riley comes out. Joined by Philippe Myers. Myers has the puck and puts it up the left wing side. Cowan slides it over in the direction of Nicholas Waugh, but it goes by him. Jake Christensen taken to the end boards. Good job by the Blue Jackets to strip the puck away, and they got it to the blue line, but they didn't get it out. Comes back in towards Merzlikins. He promptly plays it in the direction of Christensen. He gets it back over to Dante Fabro, past left wing side for Isaac Lundstrom across the red line, now into the Maple Leafs end. Lundstrom comes in, goes around behind it, and started to lose the puck as he did so. Places it to the right point to Dante Fabro. Fabro holding, shoots it wide. He wanted Miles Wood to be able to release and get over there and get to it. Miles does get the puck. Now they find Marchenko, who's on the ice here. Left wing side. Christensen with a shot, and the save is made. Good job, though, by Miles Wood, standing right in front of the goaltender, acting as a screen. And Jake Christensen hoping that he could sneak that one through. That was not the case, however, as Primo was able to track it and make the save. Face-off coming in the left wing circle. Miles Wood, again, a guy that goes right to the front of the net and is not shy about it in the least. Toronto pulls the puck back off the face-off, and now they come close to coughing it up inside of their own zone. And by the time they do cough it up, it goes beyond the blue line to the neutral zone. So the Blue Jackets will get it and send it back in. Over on the far side of the ice, Toronto picks it up. Jake McCabe ahead to Nicholas Robertson, and he gets it out to the neutral zone. McCann goes on the left side, and an attempt to shoot the puck there by Jake McCabe, and he didn't get any of it. So the Blue Jackets clear it back out to the neutral zone. Simon Benoit looks on the left side of Robertson. They play it back into their own zone to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And now look up the right side. Bobby McMahon trying to get it into the zone. The Blue Jackets are able to knock that down, and here comes Monahan 2-on-2. Throws it back to Voronkov, who looks to the right side. Mateja couldn't get his shot through. Now Werenski hustles to the left wing boards to poke it down to the corner, follows it, and pushes it around behind the net. Jake McCabe on the far wall trying to clear it out, and he'll do that as Bobby McMahon will turn it over to Austin Matthews. Matthews tried to drag that puck around. Denton Matejchuk who just stepped into him and took the puck away. The Leafs knock it down again before the puck clears the zone. Here comes a shot. Elvis got a piece of it and sent it up over the glass and out of play. Matthias Michelli coming off the bench there and getting into the play for the Toronto Maple Leafs and taking that shot on goal. The Blue Jackets have to clean it up a little bit here. Weren't able to get the puck out of their own zone and gave Toronto yet another chance. Face off in the right wing circle. John Tavares will take it. Going up against Charlie Coyle. And it's won by Toronto, and a point-blank shot by Matthew Nyes and a big save by Elvis Merzlikins right there off the face-off. Matthew Olivier now clearing the zone, finding Damon Severson up the ice into the Toronto end. He loses it at the blue line, and the Maple Leafs send it right back the other direction. Nyes turns it over to Tavares, and he takes a shot. Save made by Merzlikins. Able to fight that one off with a blocker. Clear it to the blue line, to the Blue Jackets, but not out. Here's Tavares again, and a bigger save is made by Merzlikins. Reaching up with the glove to take that away and holding on for the faceoff. Good job by Elvis, and John Tavares is going to shoot the puck tonight. Not that he normally does it, but he's sitting on 499 career goals. He wants number 500, but he wasn't getting it on that shot. Max Domi is now out to take the face-off against Boone Jenner. And Domi wins it. Sammy Blais, he's got the puck and sends it around behind the net. Over to the near wall. Maple Leafs play it to the left point. McCabe drags it down the wall. Gets it out to Carlo now. Brandon Carlo to Max Domi. Drop it off. McCabe in with a shot. Save is made. And the rebound. Blue Jackets are having trouble getting it to the blue line and getting it out of the zone as Dante Fabro finally got it to the line. Did it come out? Yes, it did. There's the whistle. I thought it came outside the zone, but there was no whistle coming. Now we'll get the face-off. Blue Jackets holding on to a 2-1 lead here. Adam Fantilli take the face-off against Nicholas Waugh. And now Waugh gets waved out. Go to Joshua in there, and Fantilli beats him on the draw. Gets it on the right side of the ice, and Dante Fabro will throw it into the Maple Leaf zone. Fantilli can't make a play on the near wall. Kent Johnson trying to steal it back for the Blue Jackets. Puts it down along the end boards. Fantilli steals behind the net, comes out in front, shoots, and the save is made by Primo. The Leafs now have it, and they lift it down the ice. And Fabro trying to get there and get the icing call, can't do it. Leafs are able to hold the puck at the blue line, shot toward the net. Goes off the body of Jake Christensen. Christensen coming to the near boards, bouncing puck toward the slot. Blue Jackets settle it first. And Kent Johnson is going to skate with it. Now play it off the backhand. Up the left side to Fantilli, who enters the Toronto end. Adam Fantilli down into the corner. He's got two men on him, loses control of the puck. And it's going to be the Leafs. They get it back out to center red and force it deep. And they're able to make a line change here with 13 minutes to go in period number 2. Blue Jackets leading by the score of 2-1. Toronto has been the better team here in the first 7 minutes of this period. The Blue Jackets have the puck behind their own net. Matecha takes a look, comes over to Werenski. Zach tries to hurry it out of the zone after bobbling the pass reception. But they do get it out. Goes off the skate of Chinikov. Maple Leafs getting it back, but Isaac Lundestrom and Igor Chinikov slow down Bobby McMahon. He gets back to it, centers it right in front. Robertson with a shot blocked by Matejchuk. Austin Matthews runs Matejchuk down. Denton pops right back up onto his skates as the puck comes to the near wall. Austin Matthews again backhands it toward the blue line. McCabe's got it. Now they play it down into the right wing corner. McMahon push it across to Robertson over in the left wing corner. He's got it. Still carries it. Turns, puts it on the forehand at the left point. Looks for Austin Matthews. And Matthews will toss it back down along the end board. McMahon is there. Backhands it over on the left side. Michelli is back on the ice here, as is Tavares. John Tavares will put it around behind the net. Elvis got behind there and slowed it down, but he didn't stop it completely. Now Matejchuk bumps it to the left wing circle. Opportunity perhaps for the Leafs, but no, because Matejchuk comes back and pokes it away, and it'll be lifted all the way back into the Toronto end. Blue Jackets are going to be able to make a change, but now Lundestrom intercepts the pass in the neutral zone, gives to Marchenko, and he has it bounce off his stick. Picks it back up, feeds Voronkov with a shot, save made, rebound, score! Ivan Provorov gets the final chance, goes to the backhand and puts it in the net, and the Blue Jackets now lead 3-1. Oh, flapjacks on a Ferris wheel. What a play there by the Blue Jackets. And Marchenko, after bobbling the initial puck, he hustles behind the net, picks it back up, knows right where to go in front to Voronkov, whose shot is denied, and the rebound comes to Provorov. The key on the Provorov shot is, as soon as he gets it on the stick, if he takes the shot, Tavares is there to block it. So he quickly puts it on the backhand, skates to the right of Tavares, and then goes with a backhanded shot that he came back really across the seam with and goes to the blocker side of Primo to get the goal. So Provorov picks up his second of the year. And the Blue Jackets looking to get the life back here. Now, if you're the Leafs, you have all that pressure, and you have one goal to show for it, and that's great. But You're the one that's been dictating the flow of the period. And all of a sudden you give up a goal. But here they come again, right back into the Blue Jacket zone. Nicholas Waugh on the near wall, and he loses it to Provorov, who shoves the puck to the red line, where Simon Benoit will put it back in behind the Blue Jackets' net. Centering attempt by the Leafs goes off a stick and up in the air. When it comes back down to the ice, it lands right to Kirill Marchenko is where it goes, and he put it back into the Leafs zone. Toronto with a long pass up the ice. It went off a stick, so no icing. Whereas Leakins wants to put it on the glass and get it out, and that's what he'll do. Leafs try to move it back ahead quickly. They did, maybe too quickly. Provorov intercepts, and he's got it back inside of his own end. Lays it ahead to Matthew Olivier from the red line, gets it deep. Blue Jackets going to change now as Toronto gets it back to the red line. Zach Werenski gloves down the puck. Now he puts it on the stick and throws it into the zone. Jake McCabe will pick it up on the far wall, leaves it for Austin Matthews. He couldn't clear, so he just has to put it up the wall to Easton Cowan. Now Matejchuk goes in to make a steal for the Blue Jackets. Tried to force it to the blue line and couldn't make that connection. Toronto takes it away. Now they'll send it up the ice. I'll tell you what, the thought process of what the Blue Jackets were trying to do there as a team was great. They just couldn't execute it. But what they were trying to do, where they were trying to pass the puck, who they were trying to get it to, all of that stuff was great thought process. Fantilli into the Toronto zone, gets to the left wing circle, doesn't shoot, angles back toward the blue line, places it to Werenski down low, give to Sillinger, and he pulled the trigger on a one-timer wide right. Matejchuk keeps it in, plays it back around behind the net. Werenski pokes it away from the defender, Myers, and now Toronto will get it all the way up the ice. And it's on the stick of Bobby McMahon, whose backhanded shot is stopped by Elvis Merzlikins. Zach Werenski trying to clear the zone with the help of Kent Johnson. He will. Johnson took a big hit, but he got that puck over to Jenner. Finds Fantilli with a shot. That got blocked. Jenner trying to pick it up, and it's bouncing along the end boards. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson finally settles it down for Toronto. Now a steal over on the far side by Kent Johnson, but he gave it away on the pass. And Toronto's got it again. They're in their own end right now, though, as the Blue Jackets try to force them to turn it over again. Finally, Steven Lorenz will put it ahead to Max Domi. Back to Lorenz coming down the slot with a shot and a big save by Elvis again. Boy, he came way out beyond the top of the crease to cut down the angle on that. 8:38 to go here in period number 2. The Blue Jackets with a 2-goal lead. It's a 3-1 game. Simon Benoit goes back behind his own net for Toronto. Just looking to settle things down a little bit here. Hands it off to Jake McCabe. Fired right up the middle. And here comes a shot that is blocked by the Blue Jackets. Michelli's shot got blocked, and Chinakhov gets the puck. Did he get to the red line? No, but I thought the Blue Jackets had Lundestrom behind the defense, and I thought that was a late whistle for an icing call, but the whistle is blown, and the face-off will come back into the Blue Jackets' end. 8:14 to go here in the second period. Blue Jackets have goals from Cole Sillinger, Zach Werenski, and Ivan Provorov. All those goals presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. Lundestrom facing off against Tavares. And Lundestrom wins the draw. Severson played off the near wall for Miles Wood. Couldn't get around Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Pushed one in the direction of the net, but it went wide to the right. Tavares will clear it back out to the neutral zone. Matthew Nyes will dump it in. Elvis goes quickly behind the net. Settles it, played off the backhand to Severson. Up the right wing side, Chinakhov trying to clear the zone. Couldn't. He'll get some help now as Provorov takes over. Plays it to center ice where Chinakhov will tip it all the way in on the goaltender and give the Blue Jackets a line change here. 7:39 left. Period number 2. Blue Jackets hold a 2-goal lead. It's a 3-1 game. Tavares gets it over to Nicholas Robertson. Trying to make a spin move and get away from Werenski. Good luck. Has to send it down into the near corner now. Bobby McMahon's got it. McMahon trying to get away from pressure by Marchenko. Marchenko jarred it loose. And Matejchuk trying to clear the zone. Couldn't get that done, but he's going to get some help again. It's Werenski. Avoids a hit by Robertson. Hands it off to Monahan, who tried to go left wing side to Voronkov, and that one was broken up by the Leafs, and that puck went right in on their own net. It's played away quickly and back up through the neutral zone. Bobby McMahon plays it down along the end boards. Austin Matthews now gets it for Toronto. Jam it to the blue line. And here's Morgan Riley with a shot, and he missed the net, and that's a good thing because Elvis, I don't think he ever saw it. And that puck hit the top of the boards, and it angles up and out of play. 6:47 left here in the second period. It is the Blue Jackets 3 and the Maple Leafs 1 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
There's no place in hockey where you'll find more passion, more pride, and more boom. Where every game is a blast and every moment a thrill. Escape the ordinary and make some memories that hit as hard as the action on the ice. With the Columbus Dispatch Family Value Pack, presented by ABC6 and Fox 28 at BlueJackets.com/family.
You can use your phone to buy tickets to a Blue Jackets game. You can use it to connect with other fifth line fans. You can even use it to take a selfie after a goal. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Your home of the Blue Jackets. The Fan.
Well, the Blue Jackets are back at home on Saturday night, and it is Star Wars night presented by Ticketmaster when the Blue Jackets face off against the St. Louis Blues at 7 o'clock. You can get your tickets to come to that game by going to BlueJackets.com. Right now, the Blue Jackets with a 2-goal lead, taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs here. First game of 3 between these two teams this year. Charlie Coyle will take the face-off in his defensive zone against John Tavares. Blue Jackets win it. Tavares is on the ice with Matthews right now. And Matthews had a chance to keep the puck into the blue line. He coughed it up. Charlie Coyle comes in 2-on-1. To Sillinger with a shot. And he scores! Austin Matthews makes a mistake. Sillinger makes him pay. He's got 2 of the night. And it's a 4-1 game. Boy, what a great job. Charlie Coyle, he just starts hustling up the ice, makes that pass at the perfect time, and Sillinger wastes no time on his end. As he just takes it, and he goes up over the blocker of Caden Primo. 2 on the night for Cole Sillinger. Face-off controlled by the Leafs. Simon Benoit puts the puck into the Blue Jacket zone. Good stick lift by Adam Fantilli on Max Domi to take it away and play it back into the Leaf zone. Surrounded the near wall, Sammy Blais. He's got the only goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs in this game. Loses control of it. Kent Johnson up the ice. Kent Johnson, in 8 games against the Leafs, has 4 goals and 4 assists. He likes playing against this team. A shot from the left point by Jake Christensen gets blocked. That'll bring Toronto back into 3-on-2. Domi's got the puck, tries to go across the ice. He gave it away to Fantilli. Now it is Jenner. Wanted to get it all the way over to Kent Johnson. To be honest with you, I think that one might have been intended for Jake Christensen, but it was too high for him to get to. And then Johnson was the next guy in line. But the puck never got all the way to him. And now Boone Jenner just digs it free off the near wall in his own zone and forces Toronto back inside their own blue line. Dakota Joshua will skate with the puck into the Blue Jackets' end. And he gets free, takes a shot, but he missed the net. Boy, they had him tied up from behind, and he just shed the pressure right at the last moment. Got a pretty good look at the net. Brandon Carlo keeping the puck alive, puts it down into the near corner. Over skating that was Dante Fabro. Now Fabro has to go up against Joshua, who puts it to the left wing boards. And the Leafs take a shot from there that goes off a stick and out of play. 5:12 is what's left in the second period. It's the Blue Jackets 4 and the Leafs 1 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
It's officially fall at Firehouse Subs. The Thanksgiving turkey sub is back. This sub brings all the flavors of the Thanksgiving table into one crave-worthy bite. Stacked high with premium carved turkey, savory stuffing, and cranberry sauce. The ultimate holiday comforts in a sub. Hurry to Firehouse Subs today and try the Thanksgiving turkey sub before it's gone. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last. Planning a tailgate or game day spread? Firehouse Subs Catering makes it easy to feed the whole crew.
Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join the fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks. Contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
13 times? That's the average number of times a person moves in their life? Hi, this is Greg, founder of Ben's Portable Storage. Can you imagine the amount of stress and money that comes with 13 moves? But it doesn't have to be that way. When I started Ben's in 2005, I was on a mission to provide Central Ohio with a better way to move, one that is hassle-free and affordable. And our system gives you the most flexible and convenient way to move and store your household items. With just a click of a button, we'll deliver our bins containers to your property, allowing you to pack at your own pace. We'll pick them up when you're ready and store your valuable items in our climate-controlled warehouse. Our patented lift system ensures your contents are safe during pickup and drop-off. We're local to Columbus. We've been in business for 20 years and have our sights set on 20 more. Call us, 800-GOT-BINS, that's 800-GOT-BINS, or visit us online at gotbins.com. And come see why we got the moves.
It's the flagship station of the Columbus Blue Jackets, 97.1 The Fan.
When you come to Nationwide Arena, you can make it an even better experience by renting a suite. And there are some great amenities and some services that you're going to get there that you just won't get in regular seats. And it's for you and your guests. And you can get a food and beverage credit for select games in the month of November. So find out more and book your suite by going to bluejackets.com/suite rentals. Maple Leafs win the faceoff in the Blue Jacket zone. Morgan Riley goes down the left wing boards, takes a shot, and that one got deflected by Provorov. Then it's shot by Philippe Myers from the left point, and that one went off a stick and missed the net. Matthew Nyes had it poked away from him. Miles Wood will throw that puck down the ice, and it's going to be an icing call. That was a great move by Morgan Riley. He's going back with Chinakhov, and Chinakhov's pretty quick. But the way that puck was thrown, Morgan Riley read it that it was going to hit in the corner. It was going to bounce left toward the back of the net. And as soon as he saw that, he started cutting to his left. And what that did was shorten the distance between him and where the puck was going to be, and Chinakhov had no chance of getting it. Chinakhov is off to his right. Even if he turns with him, then he's not going to get there. Riley would still be closer to it. Blue Jackets get the puck back into the Leafs' end. Jake McCabe steals it from Miles Wood and brings it back up the ice. He'll play it all the way to the end boards and chase it down himself. Jake McCabe, he's an offensive-minded defenseman, and here's a steal by the Leafs and a shot by Tavares, and Merzlikins makes the save. Blue Jackets looked like they had it under control in the far corner. All of a sudden, they coughed it up, and Toronto got it right to John Tavares. And I told you, he's looking for goal number 500. And Merzlikins is well aware of it, too, and he was not going to let it happen on his watch. At least not on that shot. That's 2 times Tavares has had a pretty good look on Elvis and has gotten stopped. And the key, by the way, is not just stopping the puck, but catching it and holding on to it to make sure there's not a second chance. The Jackets win the faceoff. Can't clear the zone. Austin Matthews knocked it down and shot it to the net. Elvis makes a save on that. Voronkov gets the puck, gave it to Mane, and he tried to quickly return it, and he gave it away to Nick Robertson. But the Blue Jackets do steal it back and clear it to the red line. Morgan Riley will lift it high in the air and put it back behind the Blue Jackets net. Matejchuk reverses the play off the backhand to the far wall, giving to Marchenko, who will send it high in the air out to the neutral zone. Leafs get it, send it back the other direction, but miss on the pass, and they will be guilty of icing. So that is a break for the Blue Jackets. They've got an opportunity now to take an offensive zone draw, leading by the score of 4-1. 3:55 is what's left in the second period. Look, Toronto has guys that can get goals quickly, so this game is far from over. Blue Jackets are in a good spot, but it's far from over. There's a lot of work left to be done tonight. Monahan loses the face-off. Brandon Carlos scoops the puck out of his own zone. It's gloved down in the neutral zone by Denton Matecha. Fires it off the near wall and finds Marchenko. On the right side, he goes to Voronkov, who got stepped into from behind and had the puck stolen away. Sammy Blaze stole it, tried to get it to Bobby McMahon. And the Blue Jackets take it from him, and up the ice they come. Marchenko in left wing side, trying to get it back to Monahan. Not a clean pass. Monahan just bats it over to the far wall now. And Carlo will lead it ahead for Max Domi. He went to make a pass, he fanned on it. Sillinger will take it away. His only choice is to dump it back into the Leaf zone. Myers puts it on the stick of Lorenz. Up the left wing side, Max Domi carries it in, tries to center it, and another good save is made by Elvis. And the Leafs player is down, and that's Lorenz. He is slow in getting up. The Blue Jackets have the advantage coming back the other way. Here's Dante Fabro with a shot, and he scores! Dante Fabro put it in the upper right-hand corner just like a postage stamp. That's a good bingo! And it's a 5-1 game. Yeah, and the Leafs are making a point that they had a player down. They feel that the player, well, they probably feel like the player was knocked down. Maybe there should have been a penalty, but Lorenz went down. He went headfirst into the boards. He's just now getting to the bench, quite honestly. But he was down on the ice. The Blue Jackets, though, had possession of the puck. And that's why they were able to go back on the odd man rush, and they made the most of that. As Dante Fabro gets the goal for the Blue Jackets, picking up his first of the year. Craig Berube wants an explanation here. And he gets one. Quick stop at the Blue Jackets bench. They're not looking for an explanation. They're happy with what happened. So the Blue Jackets win the face-off, but they put the puck into the Leafs end from behind the red line. It's an icing call. Matthew Olivier picking up an assist on that goal, gets his second point of the year. Cole Sillinger got an assist. He's got a 3-point night. Charlie Coyle facing off against Nicholas Waugh. Waugh wins it. Easton Cowan out to the blue line. Long shot. And Simon Benoit is denied by Elvis Merzlikins. Matthew Olivier got the puck. He fed Cole Sillinger. And the Blue Jackets will force the Maple Leafs all the way back into their own zone. Cowan trying to go behind the net. The Blue Jackets steal it away. And Primo, the goaltender, alertly knocked it away from the front of the net. And that sends the Leafs back on the rush. Here's a shot. Save made. And again, the doorstep is swept clean by Sillinger. Puck is still in the zone. Myers to the high slot, finding Morgan Riley. Riley stops, has it on the forehand, goes over to Myers. On the left side, he stumbled and fell. Got right back up and throws the puck down behind the Blue Jackets net. 2:10 to go here in period number 2. And the Leafs try to take a shot, and they fan on it from the left wing side. Michelli couldn't get that puck to settle for him. Here's Myers now, being watched by Sillinger, goes down low, puts it to the side of the net, and Elvis has that sealed off. And that little shot is denied. Puck is back to the left wing corner where Matthew Olivier tries to wrap it up. The Leafs are putting a push on right now. They're down by 4. And even though there's a lot of time left in this game, they know that they've got to start to get them back here pretty quickly. They lose control of the puck. Fabro has it stolen back away. The Leafs do get it. And they move it around to the near wall. Brandon Carlo. He's there. And he sends it to John Tavares. Tavares all the way out toward the blue line. Across the ice he goes. Oliver Ekman-Larsson plays it behind the net. Matthew Nyes carries to the near wall. Drop it for Tavares. And he is holding in the right wing circle. Ekman-Larsson skated past him. Tavares will turn around, give it to Michelli. A lot of time inside of the Blue Jacket zone here, but not a lot of shots. Michelli drops it off the backhand. Ekman-Larsson, he didn't know that was coming. He had to adjust to go get it. Finds Tavares now, who continues to watch the puck. They've been in the zone for a minute and a half. And the Blue Jackets, got to be some tired legs out there. Really on both sides, though. Here's Brandon Carlo along the blue line. Will he shoot it? Yes, he will. Save is made by Elvis. And then Carlo goes to the far wall. So does Olivier, but Olivier's out of gas. He's trying to trap it on the boards. And who will come out with it? The Blue Jackets do initially, but they can't move it ahead. Tavares steps into Olivier. Puck is loose. The Leafs get it. They one-time it from the left wing circle. It misses the net. Nicholas Robertson trying to get it on target. He couldn't. Comes back out to Austin Matthews with a shot. And that one skips wide. Blue Jackets have been caught in the zone for over 2 minutes. And they get the puck. Sillinger, can he get it out? Yes, he does. And they have got to rush to the bench with everything they have left just to get a new group out there. 13 seconds left in the period. Puck to the far side of the ice. Riley centers it, and it goes by everybody. And Elvis finally is able to cover it up. It came back toward the net, went off the skate of Matthews, and then Elvis pounced on it. Boy, you talk about being under duress. They were for over 2 minutes. Dante Fabro was never able to get off the ice. He's just going now. And he is gassed. And really, for all that time that the Leafs had the puck in the zone, the shots were few and far between. There was a lot of perimeter play, a lot of looking for shots, a lot of looking to create lanes, which never opened. Face off to the glove side of Elvis Merzlikins. It's 5.8 seconds left in the period. Blue Jackets, you win the draw, you can end the period. They win the draw, and they have ended the period. Just like that. Man, that is some hard work. The Blue Jackets are being outshot 27-13, but what they have done is they have capitalized on almost every good opportunity that they've gotten in this game. And that is the difference in the game right now, as the Blue Jackets are leading this one by the score of 5-1 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, look, if you're not going to get a lot of shots, just make the best with what you have. That's all you need to do. Jared Bowl is with me from outside the Blue Jackets dressing room. And, Jared, boy, you see some of the pushes by Toronto. You guys are unfazed in this game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they got skill over there. We knew they were going to make a push. We're happy with the 40 minutes we played, but we got another period to play the right way and finish it off.
You have a number of guys that have gotten their first goal of the year in this game. That's important, isn't it? I mean, because everybody wants to get that zero out of the goal column, and as those games go along, I think by human nature, as you put more pressure on yourself. Is it nice to see that?
Yeah, it's great to see the guys get rewarded. And we've been preaching since the first game. They've been doing the right things. It just hasn't been going in for them. And we continually talk about it, keep doing the right things, and those pucks will go in. And tonight, a couple of them found the back of the net.
So you're doing that hard work in that period. You got hemmed in your zone for over 2 minutes there. And I was saying just before you came on, what I thought was the most impressive about that is the Leafs were doing a lot of perimeter play. There weren't a lot of shots in that 2+ minutes, and that's a credit to your guys just kind of shutting down the lanes.
They hung in there. Obviously, there's sometimes you're going to get stuck in your zone, but we work on it. We talk about it. Just staying on the right side of the puck, don't get beat to the net, and when you get a chance to kill it, and we hung in there well, and a couple good saves from Elvis there, and we get the puck out and close the period out.
I know you don't have to preach it to your guys about this game not being over, because a lot of them were involved in a game in Toronto a couple of years ago where the Leafs came back in the third period. So that you know what you're facing right here, and it's just about doing your job, correct?
Yeah, exactly. We've put together a good 40 minutes, but we need to consistently, on a nightly basis, play a full 60 minutes and finish out games the right way and play the right way no matter what the score is, and we will continually do that.
Well, you put yourself in a great position here, Jared. Best of luck in getting it done in the third.
Thanks, Bobby. Good talking to you, man.
All right, that is Jared Bowl, Blue Jackets assistant coach. 5-1 Blue Jackets up on the Leafs after 2 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
At Worthington Steel, we process metals to perform, so our customers can build what moves, powers, and connects the world. Headquartered in Columbus, we're proud to be the #1 large organization in Columbus's top workplaces. Trusted, innovative, people first. What we make matters, and how we make it does too. Learn more at worthingtonsteel.com. Go Jackets. Here's to their 25th season.
Around here, it's
It's all or nothing. And nobody has more all-wheel drive choices than Toyota. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.75 on RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Jackets fans, cheer on your favorite team with the bold energy and flavor of Carbless. Whether inside Nationwide Arena or the comfort of your couch, Carbless delivers a slap shot to the taste buds with the crisp and refreshing flavors of lemon lime, black raspberry, and pineapple. This no-carb, zero-sugar premium vodka cocktail packs all the flavor and celebration you need to celebrate every goal in just 100 calories. Find ice-cold Carbless at your nearest grocery store, inside the rink all season long, and at drinkcarbless.com. Carbless, a proud partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets.
Your home of the Blue Jackets. The Fan.
Great first couple of periods for the Blue Jackets tonight. They lead the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-1 through 40 minutes of action. Remember, it was 2-0 Blue Jackets after the first. Sammy Blais scored early on in the second for the Leafs to make it 2-1, but after that, all Blue Jackets. They scored 3 goals, so it's the Blue Jackets 5 and the Maple Leafs 1. Hey, parents, if you're interested in getting your child started in hockey, listen up. The Blue Jackets Get Out and Learn program, in association with Apex Pros, allows boys and girls ages 5 to 9 the opportunity to try hockey for free. That's right. Participants will get 30 minutes of instruction, a Blue Jackets branded stick, ball, knit gloves, and jersey to keep for free. View the schedule of events and learn more at bluejackets.com/gold. 5-1, the Blue Jackets lead after 2 periods. We'll be back to go over the scoring summary and highlights from the second after a quick break on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Need to power through your next big project like a breakaway goal? Choose Ohio Cat for unbeatable construction equipment. From bulldozers to excavators, Ohio Cat delivers the strength, precision, and performance you need to stay ahead of the competition. And with our one-stop rental shop, you get top-tier equipment without the long-term commitment. Perfect for quick hits or major builds. Whether you're clearing the ice or building the arena, if you need it, Ohio Cat rents it. Ohio Cat, proud equipment partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hockey just hits differently here in Columbus. That's why for 25 years and counting, we've celebrated hockey and heroes. Playing with heart and glory. Because rooting for the Jackets isn't just what we do, it's who we are. We are the Fifth Line. Don't miss a second of the action. Tickets available now at BlueJackets.com. Your home of the Blue Jackets. The Fan. This is the second intermission report. Here's Dylan Tyre to recap the second period scoring.
The Blue Jackets are rolling through 40 minutes tonight. They lead the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-1. Remember, 2-0 after the first. The Blue Jackets got goals from Cole Sillinger and Zach Werenski. Sammy Blais got the Maple Leafs off to a strong start in the second. He cut it to 2-1, 2 minutes and 43 seconds in, but after that, the Blue Jackets turned it on. At 8:33, Ivan Provorov picked up his second goal of the season.
Blue Jackets are going to be able to make a change. And now Lundestrom intercepts the pass in the neutral zone. Gives to Marchenko, and he has it bounce off his stick. Picks it back up. Feeds Voronkov with a shot save made. Rebound. Score! Ivan Provorov gets the final chance. Goes to the backhand and puts it in the net. And the Blue Jackets now lead 3-1. Oh, flat jacks on a Ferris wheel.
That goal got momentum back on the Blue Jackets side, and they added to their lead at 13-24. 5 minutes later, Cole Sillinger picked up his second of the night.
Charlie Coyle will take the face-off in his defensive zone against John Tavares. Blue Jackets win it. Tavares is on the ice with Matthews right now. And Matthews had a chance to keep the puck into the blue line. He coughed it up. Charlie Coyle comes in 2-on-1. The Sillinger with a shot. And he scores! Austin Matthews makes a mistake. Sillinger makes him pay. He's got 2 of the night. It's a 4-1 game.
3.5 minutes later, Dante Fabro picked up his first goal of the season, making it 5-1.
Up the left wing side, Max Domi carries it in, tries to center it, and another good save is made by Elvis. And the Leafs player is down, and that's Lorenz. He is slow in getting up. The Blue Jackets have the advantage coming back the other way. Here's Dante Fabro with a shot, and he scores! Dante Fabro put it in the upper right-hand corner just like a postage stamp. That's a good bingo! And it's a 5-1 game.
Great start for the Blue Jackets tonight. Their goaltender, Elvis Merzlikins, solid as well. 27 saves through 2 periods. Those saves are a puck and player tracking stat brought to you by BBI Logistics. We'll be back to hear from Blue Jackets captain Boone Jenner after a break on the CBJ Radio Network.
This time of year, it's all or nothing, and Toyota's got all you need during Toyota Truck Month. Now through November 3rd, get 2.99 APR financing on a rugged new 25 Tacoma. Excludes TRD Pro and Trail Hunter. Or lease a well-equipped 25 Tacoma SR5 for $269 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Elk & Elk is committed to helping everyone, including those who protect us. That's why we're proud to be the presenting partner of Military Salutes. We celebrate our nation's military members and thank them for their service. Elk & Elk, official partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
For 70 years, Worthington Steel has been a trusted name in steel processing, delivering strength across industries. From Columbus and facilities worldwide, we help shape the future of mobility, energy, and infrastructure. At Worthington Steel, strength isn't just in the steel we process. It's in our people, our communities, and the way we show up. Strong for our customers, strong for Columbus, strong for good. Learn more at worthingtonsteel.com.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit bluejackets.com/powerplaychallenge.
Great start for Boone Jenner and the Blue Jackets tonight. They lead the Maple Leafs 5-1 through 2 periods. Right now, it's time to learn a little bit more about the Blue Jackets captain.
Hockey players are creatures of habit. Whether it's a pregame meal or the way they lace up their skates, many Blue Jackets are extremely particular about how they prepare to take the ice. The captain is no different. Boone Jenner says his drive to Nationwide Arena sets the tone for every game day.
I am kind of superstitious in the way of, kind of from my house to the rink, there's like 3 different ways to go, and, I kind of switch it up here and there. Practice days, I'll switch it up for sure, but for a game, I'll switch it up, and obviously if we win, I'll probably keep that same route going forward till we lose. But probably shouldn't say this, but last year I used to pick up Werenski, and we'd always go to the same Starbucks, but to get there, you had to do a couple, mainly just one illegal turn to get in there. So we'd always kind of living on the edge there for that.
With CBJ Files, I'm Dylan Tyre.
Boone and the Blue Jackets dominating so far. They lead the Maple Leafs 5-1 on our way to the 3rd period. Before that, we will be back to take a look at our live odds brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Get Eco.
Eco is giving away $500 in free repairs whenever you buy a new water heater.
Helps restore balance to the universe.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
The hardest day, the day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Hi, I'm Dr.
It's officially fall at Firehouse Subs. The Thanksgiving turkey sub is back. This sub brings all the flavors of the Thanksgiving table into one crave-worthy bite. Stacked high with premium carved turkey, savory stuffing, and cranberry sauce. The ultimate holiday comforts in a sub. Hurry to Firehouse Subs today and try the Thanksgiving turkey sub before it's gone. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last. Planning a tailgate or game day spread? Firehouse Subs Catering makes it easy to feed the whole crew.
The flagship station of the Columbus Blue Jackets, 97.1 The Fan. The second intermission report continues with a look at other scores around the National Hockey League. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side.
5-1 game here at Nationwide Arena. The Blue Jackets and the Leafs, the only NHL game on the Nationwide scoreboard tonight. Game 5 of the World Series in L.A. The Blue Jays lead the Dodgers 3-1. They are headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. With the Blue Jackets up big, let's take a look at our live odds brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 plus. The Blue Jackets are minus 20,000 to win this game outright on the money line, so heavy favorites there. They are plus 160 to cover a 4.5-goal puck line, and the live over-under sits at 8.5 goals. Big lead for the Blue Jackets right now. They want to add to it in the third. Bob McElligott has that action after a quick break on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
We've all got it, you know, that one crazy thing you've always wanted to do. That bucket list goal. Then a cancer diagnosis, and that one thing still goes according to plan. I would know I'm getting my first tattoo right now, while my 3 beautiful daughters laugh hysterically at me. 58 years old, 4 years of cancer-free checkups at Ohio Health. Go ahead and get a picture, girls. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
Your home of the Blue Jackets. The Fan. The Blue Jackets are ready to start the third period. Once again, here's Bob McElligott.
Blue Jackets with a 5-1 lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs in the second period. Blue Jackets gave up the first goal to Toronto, and then they scored 3. Ivan Provorov, his second of the year. Cole Sillinger, his second of the year and the game. And Dante Fabro got his first of the year. Shots on goal in the second period favored Toronto again, 18-7. Toronto's outshot the Blue Jackets 27-13, but yet they're down by 4. When it comes to the power play, the Blue Jackets have the only power play. They went 0 for 1. We move on to period number 3, which is being brought to you by Moo Moo Express Car Wash. Do you moo? The CBJ do. Blue Jackets skating from left to right. We talked about after the second period, this game is far from over. The Toronto Maple Leafs are one of those teams that can drop 4 on you in a heartbeat. So you've got to continue to play your game. You've got to be disciplined, all those things. Puck is down, and the Leafs trying to nudge it ahead. Blue Jackets had a couple of chances to play the puck. They push it into the Maple Leaf zone. Morgan Riley gets to it. Finds Philippe Myers, who plays it up the right wing side for Bobby McMahon. It got stolen from him, and it got stolen inside the zone, and it's an offside call. So the faceoff is in the neutral zone. And this one is controlled by the Blue Jackets. They go back inside of their own blue line. They send it up the right wing side. Voronkov will tip it into the Maple Leafs end. And Toronto is going to clear it out to the neutral zone. Voronkov gets it there, and he had 2 men that were closing in on him, so he passed it away. And Damon Severson fired it off the stick of Ivan Provorov and out to the neutral zone. Now Toronto's Dakota Joshua over on the far wall in his own end has his pocket picked by Sean Monahan. He comes across the ice. Severson with a shot. The save is made by Primo. Puck up the right wing side. The Leafs stop right in front of their own bench. And trying to turn is Easton Cowan with it. Had it knocked off his stick. He'll pick it right back up and play it behind the net where Brandon Carlo will put it up the far side. Now Charlie Coyle initially picked off a pass from the Leafs. And then as he went to make a play, he gave it back. Nicholas Waugh inside of the Blue Jacket zone, skating with the puck out toward the blue line. He's got it taken off his stick, and Cole Sillinger will get it out to the neutral zone. Knocked out by Matthew Olivier in the neutral zone as it was knocked out of the zone but up in the air. He settled it down and he skates it back into the Leafs end, and Toronto very quickly clears it right back down the ice. And the Blue Jackets regroup inside of their own end. Kent Matejchuk finding Kent Johnson. Back in the direction of Matejchuk and went by his stick off the wall and into the Leafs end. Again, Toronto with a pass that the Blue Jackets pick off. The Toronto Maple Leafs, as talented as they are offensively, they have made some passes tonight that just have gone nowhere. Here's another one. They can't clear the zone. Fabro fires it from the right point. Primo has to make the save. Now it's Kent Johnson, far wall. Give it to Jake Christensen. He'll wind it down behind the net. Boone Jenner takes a hit. Tavares takes the puck away. And again, they can't clear it out. Christensen steals it back. Jenner got it to Fantilli. His shot got blocked. That was a good block there by Morgan Riley, who was right in the vicinity. And again, Toronto's got a chance to clear, and they will do that. They backhand it across the ice. It comes right to Fabro, and he nudges it ahead. And Fantilli is back in the Toronto end. Leaves it for Kent Johnson. Johnson out toward the blue line. Off the backhand. Drops to Fantilli on the half wall, right wing side. Blue Jackets are in the midst of a line change, so there's nowhere to go with it. Finds Miles Wood. Out to Zach Werenski. He comes down the left side, put it in the middle, and Igor Chinikov didn't get a full shot there. He only got part of the puck as he tried to shoot it. Blue Jackets break up another pass initially, but Austin Matthews will now find the puck, and from the red line, he's going to dump it in. 17 minutes left in regulation time. Blue Jackets holding a 5-1 lead here at home over Toronto. Puck on the right wing side, Isaac Lundestrom carries it all the way around behind the Leafs net. Backhands it to the left wing boards. Off the stick of Werenski, comes to Chinikov with a big slap shot that is caught by Caden Primo, and he holds on. The face-off is coming inside of the Maple Leafs end. It's going to be placed in the left wing circle. Toronto will get their line out there. The Blue Jackets are going to stay with what they have, Lundestrom, Wood, and Chinikov. Provorov and Severson, the defensive pairing. The Jackets win the draw. Ivan Provorov down the left wing boards. Gets to the corner. Puts the brakes on. 2 men converge on it. Wood comes over to help out, and he tried to throw it behind the net. He wanted to do it with enough force to get around to the right wing boards, and he just didn't get that done. So the Maple Leafs take the puck away, and they put it back into the Blue Jacket zone. Dakota Joshua putting the body on Damon Severson. Blue Jackets cannot clear. The puck is at the right point. Philippe Myers shoots it wide of the net, looking for a tip or a redirect. Didn't get it. And there's a penalty coming against the Blue Jackets. Severson is going to go off here for holding with 16:19 to go in the third period. Well, this is maybe not the...
Columbus, number 18, 2-minute minor, holding.
Yeah, it's 78, but that's okay. Look, it's not a big deal because you've got a 4-goal lead, but it potentially becomes a big deal if they get a goal and then they get momentum off of it. Okay? There's still 16 minutes and 19 seconds here. So, you do not want to breathe any life into the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now you have to have a good penalty kill. And the Blue Jackets have struggled in this area of their game. They do win the faceoff, put the puck around to the right point. Morgan Riley keeps it alive. Passes across to the left wing boards. Matias Michelli, he's got it. Finds Morgan Riley in with a shot, and that one goes off the post, and then the rebound is pushed to the end boards. So they came just that close to getting a quick goal on the power play. Now Matejchuk trying to steal from Matthews, and there's a penalty. And it's going to be a slash, and it's going to be against Matejchuk, who slashed, I think it is. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Maybe it's the other way. No, it's Matthews that's going to the box here.
Toronto, number 34, 2-minute minor, slashing.
Well. I'm going to get another look at this. Oh, yeah. Now looking at the replay, it's obvious. Matthews is the one that slashed Matejchuk. He slashed his stick on the play. I'll tell you, that is that's a bad play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, Austin Matthews outsizes Ben Matejchuk, and you're on the power play. That's just a play you cannot make, especially as the captain, to me. Here's Matejchuk now. He actually collided with Kirill Marchenko. So we play 4-on-4, and the Leafs will use that opportunity to take the puck back into the Blue Jackets' end. Blue Jackets trying to strip it from Jake McCabe now, and Sean Monahan does that. Zach Werenski, great job to one-hand that puck away from Tavares and get it out to the neutral zone. Then he kicks it with a skate, puts it back on the stick. Zach is on his game tonight. He is really on it. Not only does he have a goal, but he's just back to doing those things that he does so well. The things that are so hard that he makes look so easy. He's done them all tonight. Here's Sillinger back into the Leafs end with a shot off Morgan Riley's stick, and it goes up and out of play. And we'll get a faceoff coming inside of the Leafs zone with 15:06 to play here in the third period. Somebody turned the red light on, which means commercial. That is not correct. I don't know what they're doing. Fortunately, I'm smarter than that. I knew not to take that break right there. That would be my luck. Just read and react. Charlie Coyle will take the face-off against Max Domi. Domi pulls it back into the near corner of the Leafs end. Brandon Carlo will carry behind the net and give it back to Morgan Riley. Now the Leafs cross the red line. Max Domi with a wrist shot. That is blocked by Dante Fabro. Back to the blue line. Morgan Riley bobbles it. And here comes Charlie Coyle. Picks it up and up the ice. He comes 2-on-2. Crisscross with Sillinger. Leaves it for Cole. He shoots and the save is made by Primo. Back down to Coyle in the left wing corner. Out to Dante Fabro along the blue line. Turn it back over to Sillinger. They want him to shoot for the hat trick. And he takes a shot and it gets deflected out of play with 14:29 left here in the third period. So a big push right there by the Blue Jackets, and they are so trying to get Cole Sillinger that hat trick. And they'll continue to do that throughout the course of the night. Cole's had great looks tonight. He's put 2 pucks in the back of the net. Face-off won by the Blue Jackets. Matejchuk out along the blue line, protects the puck, gets it to Fantilli, walks around one man, shoots it, and he just missed to the right of the net. But boy, everything he had to do just to create the space to take that shot was impressive. Severson out of the box. The Blue Jackets on their abbreviated power play. It's only 15 seconds. As the Leafs will put that puck back into the Blue Jacket zone. Werenski's got it. And he begins to rush up to the blue line. He'll drop it off the backhand. Kent Johnson. Here he comes. Full steam through the neutral zone. In on the left side. Fires that puck around behind the net. Matthews is back. And it's 5-on-5. Dakota Joshua tied up by Dent Matejchuk. And Matejchuk trying to pull that puck free. Can't do it. Boone Jenner is in there. Joshua continues to hold it. And now Matejchuk finally does take it away. And he sends the puck around behind the net. It's picked up by Fantilli. Matthews steals it. Feeds it over to Waugh. Brings it in. Drops it on the right wing side for Joshua. Leans into a shot that he takes off the backhand, but he misses from a bad angle. Waugh's got it. His shot goes off the leg of Matejchuk. Matthews over to the right wing boards. Comes to the top of the circle. Now the high slot. Gives to Matthew Nyes, who's off the bench. And he put it in front. It was redirected by Morgan Riley, but denied. And that'll spring Werenski back the other way. Leave it on the left wing boards to Jenner. Back to the middle. Trying to connect with Fantilli, who couldn't control it. And the Toronto Maple Leafs will take it away and then give it away in the neutral zone with under 13 minutes to play here in period number 3. Blue Jackets leading by the score of 5-1. Chinakhov over the blue line. Gives it left side. Miles Wood driving the net. Isaac Lundestrom took the shot. Rebound to the far corner. Wood goes over to pick it up. Miles Wood, 2 goals last night in Buffalo. This time he has it chopped off his stick. And Easton Cowan lays a pass out for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who coughed it up. Miles Wood has it. Hands it back to Chinakhov. High slot with a shot. And that one missed the net. Comes off the end boards. The Leafs get to it before Wood can. And here comes John Tavares up the ice. On the left side, Oliver Ekman-Larsson trying to go back to John Tavares. And he couldn't make the connection as Dante Fabro will use the glass to lift this one high in the air and drop it inside the Leafs blue line. Now pass picked off by Charlie Coyle. Drops it back. Olivier with a shot. And he scores! Matthew Olivier goes top shelf. And it's 6-1 Blue Jackets. Oh, fried chicken and dip. Charlie Coyle. Rinse, wash, repeat. Coyle picks off a pass. It sets up a teammate. Earlier in the game, it was Cole Sillinger. This time, it's Matthew Olivier. So it is a 6-1 game. And the face-off is back at center ice, and Charlie Coyle wins it. Puck over to Matthew Olivier, and he'll roll it in behind the net. Maple Leafs get it back out to center ice. Olivier gets it on his stick. Get it back out to the neutral zone to the Blue Jackets. The Leafs will take it away, but they're going to be offside trying to enter the zone. 11:42 left in the third period. It's the Blue Jackets 6 and the Maple Leafs 1 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
It's officially fall at Firehouse Subs. The Thanksgiving turkey sub is back. This sub brings all the flavors of the Thanksgiving table into one crave-worthy bite. Stacked high with premium carved turkey, savory stuffing, and cranberry sauce. The ultimate holiday comforts in a sub. Hurry to Firehouse Subs today and try the Thanksgiving turkey sub before it's gone. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last. Planning a tailgate or game day spread? Firehouse Subs Catering makes it easy to feed the whole crew.
Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join the fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks. Contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
This is the flagship station of the Columbus Blue Jackets, 97.1 The Fan.
Well, the Blue Jackets have scored a bunch tonight. They only have to get 2 for you to get half-price pizza. They've tripled that, but you don't get any more than half price. That's okay. Tomorrow, it's going Go to jetspizza.com, use the promo code CBJ50, and you'll get half-price pizza because every time the Blue Jackets score twice, you get half-price pizza, courtesy of the Blue Jackets and Jets Pizza. Face off in the neutral zone. John Monahan losing the draw. The Leafs will send it ahead. Matthias Michelli will chip that puck down into the right wing corner. Come around behind the net. Now walking out in front is Austin Matthews. His shot denied by Elvis Merzlikins. Michelli's got it again. Plays it to Morgan Riley on the left wing board. Speeds Michelli back down behind the net. Bobby McCann can't get there. And it's out to the right point where it is held by the Leafs. Try to send it back behind the net. Takes a strange hop and started to bounce out in front. Dmitry Voronkov was the first to get a stick on it. Leafs continue to battle over on the far wall. Damon Severson for the Blue Jackets comes in, takes it, now gives it away. Austin Matthews, he gave it away too. And Kirill Marchenko is going to clear this puck down the length of the ice. And back to get it are the Leafs, but there is no icing on this play. Morgan Riley brings it back up and dumps it in. Adam Fantilli quickly clears it out of the zone. Boone Jenner played it ahead off the linesman. It comes right to Kent Johnson. Johnson lost control, and the Leafs are going to clear it back to the neutral zone. They come to Cowan on the left side. He takes a shot, and Matejchuk got a stick in front of it. I have a Matejchuk thought. They'll have to wait for a moment here as Cowan gets it back, and he puts it to the middle. Dakota Joshua's shot is denied. Nicholas Waugh down to the left wing corner. Centering attempt by Joshua, and that's intercepted by the Blue Jackets. Can't get the puck out of the zone, though. The Leafs keep it in. They come to Benoit down the left wing side. Put it in front of redirect. Is stopped again by Elvis. Now collision. There are two players in the net behind Elvis Merzlikins. Dakota Joshua is one of them. Denton Matejchuk is the other. Joshua has lost his helmet. He's got to go to the bench. As the Leafs will just send it right back into the Blue Jacket zone. My thought on Denton Matejchuk is here. Earlier in this period, Austin Matthews took a penalty for slashing him. I think there's so many guys on this Leafs team that are bigger than him, but he's driving them nuts because he's all over the place tonight. He's battling with the guys that are bigger than him. He is keeping the puck in the zone. He is a nuisance to these players, and he's under their skin just by playing hard. Dante Fabro with a shot off the blocker of Caden Primo to the far boards, and a wrist shot now by Jake Christensen is caught by the Toronto goaltender, and he holds on. 9:27 to play. Third period, Blue Jackets 6 and the Maple Leafs 1 on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
As the official security partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout Central Ohio. We live here. Our families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/CBJ for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/CBJ.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Your home of the Blue Jackets. The Fan.
Well, don't miss out on some great upcoming promotions. Starts on Saturday with Star Wars Night, and then soon it'll be Hockey Fights Cancer Night. There are ticket packages available for both, and every purchase, you get your game ticket and an exclusive item. Find out more about it or get your package right now by going to bluejackets.com/promotions. 6 goals for the Blue Jackets tonight. They have spread the goal scoring around here this evening, with the exception of Cole Sillinger, who has 2. Zach Werenski has one. Ivan Provorov has one. Dante Fabro and Matthew Olivier each have one. And for Sillinger, Fabro, and Olivier, they all scored their first of the season here tonight. Blue Jackets with the puck. Fabro puts it off the stick of Charlie Coyle. And back into the Maple Leaf zone. Jake Christensen trying to connect with Sillinger. Couldn't make the connection. Sammy Blais will put it back out to the neutral zone, and now it's dumped back in. Matthew Olivier on the right wing boards. Under pressure. He's got two Maple Leafs surrounding him. Sillinger comes over to try to help out, but the Leafs do have that puck. Brandon Carlo will get it outside the blue line. He tried to send it ahead. It went off a skate. It bounces all the way back into the Blue Jacket zone. And Sammy Blais runs into Denton Matejchuk. Knocks him out of the play, but the Blue Jackets get the puck out of the zone. Lundestrom puts it ahead. Leafs get back to it inside of their own zone. Max Domi has it stolen by Igor Chinikov. He couldn't shoot it. But he'll play it to Lundestrom on the left wing side. Lundestrom goes along the end boards. Gets tied up by Morgan Riley. Puck back around to the left point. And a pass by Matejchuk got tipped. Comes over to Chinikov. His wrist shot just went off the glove of Caden Primo. He came so close, and he knew it. Chinikov did, because he shook his head after the fact, knowing how close he was to getting a goal right there. But it wasn't meant to be. Miles Wood goes back in on the right wing side. Morgan Riley wraps him up. Wood plays it to the right point. Shot by Severson goes off his stick and comes to Primo. All right, what a difference a day makes. Here's what the third line of the Blue Jackets did last night. Charlie Coyle, no points. You have Cole Sillinger last night, no points. And Matthew Olivier, no points. And between the three of them, they were combined -4 last night. That was last night. You want to know what they've done today? Well, they've been the best line on the ice. By far, they've been the best line. Because Charlie Coyle has 4 assists. Cole Sillinger has 2 goals and an assist. Matthew Olivier has a goal and 3 assists. So you want to add that up, that comes to a total of 11 points combined for all of those guys. And if you want to take it a step further, when you combine their plus-minus, let's see, they are plus 15 as we get a whistle on the penalty here. Matthews gets knocked down, and a hooking call is coming against the Blue Jackets. Plus 15 combined, those 3 guys. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Let's go Jackets, your flagship home for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Dmitry Voronkov with a 2-minute minor for hooking, and the Leafs will get a power play chance. 7:35 to go here in the third period. Blue Jackets penalty killers, Sean Monahan, Denton Matejchuk, Charlie Coyle, and Ivan Provorov. Michelli, Tavares, Nyes, Matthews, and Riley make up the power play for Toronto. The Leafs had the puck. They lose the puck. Coyle tries to clear it. Morgan Riley kept it in. Denton Matejchuk will clear it out. I told you this guy's a nuisance. Everything he does tonight, he's made the right play. Denton Matejchuk. He's just been all over the place. He's so gifted and so, he's sure of himself. He plays with a confidence that you usually don't see out of a guy who hasn't even been in the league a full year. Remember, last year he didn't come in until December. He started in the American Hockey League in Cleveland before they brought him up. But he has such poise and makes such good plays. Here comes Austin Matthews into the Blue Jackets' end. Puts it to Matthew Nyes on the left wing side. And Nyes couldn't get his shot through. Blue Jackets knock it down. Maple Leafs still have the puck. Michelli to the blue line, and he missed Morgan Riley. And he missed him because of the pressure being put on by Matthew Olivier right there. And now Matthews can't catch the puck. Austin Matthews, and Olivier bats it deep into the Toronto end. Under a minute to go on this vector security penalty kill for the Blue Jackets. Max Domi, former Blue Jacket, now playing in Toronto, hands it off. Easton Cowan coughs it up. Isaac Lundestrom sends it back the other way. Oliver Ekman-Larsson will circle behind his own net for the Leafs. And Toronto brings it up to the blue line, drop it back for Domi. Max will come left side. Cowan will bring it in over the blue line. And tried to drag that puck around Dante Fabro, who would have none of it. So he's forced to make a pass around behind the net over to the right wing corner. Bobby McMahon is there. And McMahon plays it to the blue line. It is held by Ekman-Larsson there. And now put high off the boards and into the Blue Jacket zone. And there's Elvis Merzlikins laying out to make the save on Easton Cowan's shot. Zach Werenski finds the puck behind the net. He just comes around and fires it the length of the ice. Another successful penalty kill for the Blue Jackets as we go back to full and even strength. 5.5 to go in the third period. The Blue Jackets with a 6-1 lead over Toronto. Jake McCabe nudging the puck ahead. Sammy Blais will send it into the Blue Jacket zone. Ivan Provorov comes behind the net. Nicholas Waugh with pressure put on him. Blais comes over to help out, knock down Provorov. There is Matejchuk to get the puck. He finds Voronkov. And Dimitri lifts it through the neutral zone. Yegor Chinnikov has it. He's into the Leafs' end between the circles with a shot, and he pulled the trigger wide to the right. Now it's Voronkov in the right wing circle. Just shrugs off a check and tried to pass to Chinnikov. It was picked off by the Leafs. And Dakota Joshua comes back the other way. Went to make a pass. Matejchuk broke it up. It comes to Miles Wood. He's into the Toronto end. Tried to drop it off the backhand for Sillinger and gave it away to the Leafs. Again, everybody's looking to Sillinger here with 4.5 to go. They want Cole to pick up that hat trick. Now the Blue Jackets just trying to clear their own zone. Unable to do it. Toronto, they get pushed outside the blue line. Kent Johnson, wow, he's out there putting the pressure on Robertson and forced him all the way back to his own blue line. Nicholas Robertson gets it again. Steps across the blue line, right to the middle. Matthew Nyes gets it over to Tavares. He shoots and he scores. And there is the 500th goal of the career of John Tavares right there. He gets it late in the third period of a game. The Blue Jackets lead by 4. Now, Toronto was looking to set him up for that, too. They finally got him that opportunity. He had chances earlier in the game, but here they dish it. Merzlikins lunging to his right. He couldn't quite get the blocker over far enough to make the save. So for Tavares, it's a milestone night. Matthew Nyes with a beautiful pass. And I think that they felt that Nyes was going to shoot it, for a pretty good reason. I mean, he had a couple last night, and he's got the look. He's coming right down the slot there. But he wanted to get Tavares that opportunity. Tavares had to step on his man and was able to get the job done. So it is 6-2 now. Leafs win the face-off. Cannot enter the Blue Jackets zone. The Blue Jackets keep them out. Now it is chipped back inside of the Blue Jackets end, and Ivan Provorov takes it. Gives to Damon Severson. And the puck up the near side, Adam Fantilli. They'll play it down into the right wing corner. Now the Leafs, Austin Matthews, a rink-wide pass. That goes right to Cole Sillinger. He sends it back into his own zone, and then Bobby McMahon actually broke up a pass, but Blue Jackets get right back to the puck. Now they're going to set things up with 3.5 to go. It's kind of a formality at this point, as long as you just take time off the clock, be responsible with the puck, all those things. Just don't give them any more life. I mean, they don't have any. They just got a goal, and it was kind of a nothing burger. It's a huge goal for Tavares personally, but does it spark them? Not so much. Toronto back in, send the puck behind the net. Dakota Joshua stepped into by Dante Fabro. Gives it to Easton Cowan, goes over to the far corner. Jake Christensen with him stride for stride. Back to the blue line. Brandon Carlo with a big shot. He missed the net. Blue Jackets get the rebound. Cannot clear. Jake McCabe kept it in, but as he put it off the body of Nicholas Waugh, Jake Christensen goes to the far boards with nobody around him. Cleared out to the neutral zone. Matthew Olivier will push it back into his own end, and Dante Fabro swings it to Christensen. Again, this is about killing time. Now they put it up the left wing side. Chinnikov is ruled to be offside. With 2:27 left in regulation time, it's the Blue Jackets 6 and the Maple Leafs 2 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Bread Financial is proud to be the official financial services partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. They provide simple, personalized payment, lending, and savings solutions. From the Bread Cashback American Express credit card to high-yield savings and CDs to buy now, make that score now, pay later options, you'll find financial solutions for your budget and your goals, hockey or otherwise.
Learn more at breadfinancial.com. And let's go Blue Jackets.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
You can use your phone to buy tickets to a Blue Jackets game. You can use it to connect with other fifth line fans. You can even use it to take a selfie after a goal. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Your home of the Blue Jackets. The Fan.
2 minutes, 27 seconds. That's all that's left in regulation. The Blue Jackets on top of the Maple Leafs, 6-2 inside Nationwide Arena. They are the only game across the NHL this evening. 1 game on the Nationwide scoreboard. Game 5 of the World Series. The Blue Jays still lead the Dodgers 3-1. Top of the 7th inning at Dodger Stadium. Here's Bob McElligott.
Well, at least the people in Toronto had another game they could tune into tonight, because the Blue Jackets have been in control of this one all evening long. And they throw the puck deep into the Toronto end. Philippe Myers tries to clear it out. He gets caught up in a collision with Yegor Chinakhov. Ivan Provorov fires a puck that got out to the blue line. He just cranked it up and sent it in off the tip of the glove of Caden Primo. Miles Wood in the near corner gets tied up with Simon Benoit. Benoit with the puck on his stick gives to Myers behind the net. He'll play it up the right wing side. Sammy Blais gets it out to the neutral zone. They find Robertson. He's in with a shot and he scores. Nicholas Robertson, coming down the left wing, is able to get it through Elvis Merzlikins. The Maple Leafs aren't officially done yet. There's 1 minute and 50 seconds left here. Well, just a quick breakout. That's one of the few times they've been able to beat Matejchuk tonight, get around him. And the shot was low to the ice and right through the pads of Elvis Merzlikins. That makes it 6-3. It's a more aesthetically pleasing score for the Toronto fan, but Blue Jackets still in total control with under 2 minutes to play. And they win the faceoff. And now they'll angle the puck from the red line, or from behind the red line, apparently, into the Toronto zone. It's going to be an icing call. Matthew Olivier thought he was standing at the line. Zach Werenski thinks so too, and he's letting the linesman know about it. In any event, the Leafs are going to get to take a draw in the Blue Jacket zone. Nicholas Waugh going up against Charlie Coyle. Coyle wins it. Werenski's got it. Zach will flip it out to the neutral zone, where the Leafs cut it off and dump it back in. It goes off of Severson. He had no idea where it was. Charlie Coyle did. And he sent it back inside the Toronto blue line. Charlie Coyle is everywhere tonight. I mean, I talked about Matejchuk and the way he has played. Charlie Coyle has been breaking up passes, intercepting passes, setting up goals. He's got a 4-assist night. And just the 4 assists is one thing. All the other plays he's made, I mean, he has been everywhere. Maple Leafs have the puck. Cowan brings it in over the blue line. With under a minute to go here in the third period, Dante Fabro trying to complete a steal, but he gives it away to Dakota Joshua. Simon Benoit got it to the right wing circle. There's a shot. Merzlikins with a save and a follow-up save as Max Domi was on the doorstep and picked up the rebound. Benoit again sending it toward the net. Domi trying to tip it in on Merzlikins. Couldn't do it. Now he attempts to center it. The Blue Jackets break that up. Adam Fantilli across the blue line. Up the left wing side off the stick of Jenner. He'll get it deep. Caden Primo puts it to the near wall. And it comes to Kent Johnson, who got it to Dante Fabro, whose shot got tipped on the way in. It went off the blocker of Primo. Only 19 seconds left as Max Domi Brings it across the Blue Jackets line, leaves it for Robertson, who sends it on the right side. Here's a chance and a big shot by Myers. Save made. Rebound out toward the blue line. The Leafs will pick it up. They come back to the center point. 5 seconds left. They will not get another shot. I got 2 words for you. Game over. Well, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they buzzed at times tonight. But buzzing and scoring are 2 different things. The Blue Jackets did the bulk of the scoring as they win this one tonight. They were outshot. The Blue Jackets were 37-25. Didn't matter. When they had opportunities, they buried the bulk of them. Cole Sillinger with 2 goals tonight, his first and second of the year. Zach Werenski picked up his third of the season. Dante Fabro, Matthew Olivier, they each picked up their first of the year. All of those goals presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. The end of the night, when it comes to points, Charlie Coyle and Matthew Olivier had 4. Cole Sillinger had 3. Zach Werenski had 2. And it was an all-around good night. And that's not to take anything away from Elvis Merzlikins, who had a great night of his own. Like, he lets in 3 goals in this one. He stopped 34 of 37, and he stopped some big ones, especially when it was a 2-goal game and a 1-goal game in the first period, early in the second period. So great job